New year, same stacked card for the fans of SLC from the Masonic Temple. This is Fierce Fighting Championship 45, presented by R&R Barbecue. Happy to have you with us alongside Jason Laporte and Andrew Boquette. I'm Blake O'Rulian. Jason, a heavy-handed main event to start up 2026.
I am super excited about this fight. This is a fight that, you know, if you would have asked me a year ago, a fantasy fight of fighters I would want to see fight, Jerome Hatch and Zeke Latu would have been that. I'm so excited for that fight.
1,000%. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm taking a little bit of credit here, okay? I was on the phone and I was talking to Zach, and he's like, who are we going to get in here? And I'm like, bro, Jerome and Zeke, that is the fight to make. And I was right, because the buzz around this thing, it is loud.
It is absolutely incredible. Nearing a sellout. We will have to see what it looks like in a couple of hours here at the Masonic Temple. How about the 2-month turnaround for Teague Vigil, not to be outshined by his dance partner, Owen Robinette, who headlined here, guys, just 6 weeks ago.
It's awesome. And what it tells us is that those guys they're taking their career seriously. They want to come in and get after it. And when you have two hungry guys like that, it's when you get outstanding fights.
Should be an incredible matchup there in the co-main event. The first amateur title to be handed out goes to the lightweights. Calvin Taylor out of One Hit MMA, Tristan McDonald from Agema should be good.
Both guys have looked super impressive all year long. Really excited to see who comes out on top of that one.
An incredible night in store. It'll start off with some knees and elbows at 150 pounds. Cross Hughes, Ammon Harding, right after this.
All focus narrowed in on nothing short of a win.
Yeah, this is a great, evenly matched fight. Both guys looking for the finish tonight. I'm really excited. This is one that I had starred on as one of my fights of the night.
Massive shot. Trejo nearly out on his feet. Doesn't know where he is. The Tongan Kong strikes again. Zeke Latu, welcome home.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling pretty good tonight, coming back to his old home. This guy's been around. He's fought the who's who. Dynamite in his hands.
It's pretty unbelievable how long this guy's been around and how much he has been doing it over the years.
Yeah, it's unheard of. That kind of durability just shows how tough he is. He's exciting to watch.
You don't get better than that. Zeke Latu.
Put your hands together and make some noise! Fierce fans, for those of you tuning into the pay-per-view and for those of you in attendance here at Salt Lake City, Utah, welcome to Fierce Fighting Championship. Tonight's event is sanctioned by the Pete Suazo Utah Athletic Commission with the Deputy Director Tracy Patillo in attendance. Dr. Cabot Murdoch is also K-side this evening, along with timekeeper Michelle Waite and scorekeeper Carter Grant. The judges for the evening are Stephen Farragher, Dan First, and Nathan Burbank, and the referees in charge when the fights begin will be Tyler Tomlinson and Dave Selyusted. We are moments away from our first fight of the evening, but at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor our country with the singing of our national anthem. Please welcome back an extremely talented vocalist, Lonnie Hansen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land
One more time, make some noise for Lonnie Hansen. We have now arrived for what you all came here to see. 22 mixed martial artists, 11 total fights, including 1 title fight for 1 Fierce Fighting Championship evening. So Fierce fans, let the fighters in the back know that you are here. Put your hands together and make some noise! Our first fight of the evening is brought to you by Pat's Media Productions, the official pay-per-view and media production of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our first 2 fighters, Ammon Harding and then Cross Hughes, to the cage.
Six days for Ammon Harding to get right for a return to SLC. Andrew, his record hasn't inked a win, but been close in both walks he's had.
Yeah, and, you know, he's trying to get right back in there, right? And that says a lot. It says oftentimes when guys lose fights and they start saying things like, oh, I could have done better, should have done this, it's kind of like, whatever, we'll see the next time. But they take a while. He's coming right back in. He means it.
Far too long away for one of the top strikers in the state. Here is Cross Hughes. Jason, nearly 2 years since we last saw him. If he can replicate his production from 2023, he has every green light to go far in combat sports.
Yeah, this kid was one of the top prospects in the state a couple years ago. Had a little bit of a layoff. I'm really glad to see him in here tonight, even if it's a Muay Thai bout, and he's got a great opponent standing across from him.
Lone Muay Thai tale of the tape tonight at 150 pounds we go. Harding is 1 year older and 2 inches taller. They were all clear on the commission scale last night. Hughes debuts as Ammon eyes that first Muay Thai win. Ready to press start on FFC 45, we've got Jackson Hoops.
Fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds and is an amateur Muay Thai 150 pounds catchweight bout. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur Muay Thai record of 0 wins and 2 losses. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 148 pounds. Fighting out of Team Lionheart MMA, hailing from Louisville, Kentucky, Ammon Bobcat Buzzard Harding. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his amateur Muay Thai debut. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 150 pounds. Fighting out of Wasatch Combat Sports, hailing from Mena, Arkansas, Cross Hughes. When the fight begins, the referee in charge, Tyler Tomlinson.
First fight of 2026, powered by Pat's Media, the official pay-per-view and media partner of Fierce FC. Ammon Harding on 6 days' notice in black. Same can be said about Cross Hughes' 4th opponent and a sports switch as he gets started 2026 Fierce FC campaign.
Sounds like Cross will just take what he can get, huh?
Any opportunity to get back in there. His first fight since November of 2023.
Did I say a new gym for Cross Hughes? And is he at Wasatch Combat now?
Out of Wasatch Combat Sports, Connie Correa, Jackson DeGray in the corner for him this evening.
Great Muay Thai gym.
Harding's got to be really careful not to let Hughes just back him straight up like this. He's going to get one of those right hands from Cross is going to land.
Big rip by Cross Hughes. Looks like he hasn't skipped a day in the gym, Jason.
It does not. His striking looks crisp tonight. Those leg kicks are paying off early from Cross Hughes.
Nice clap to the body by Ammon Harding.
He's landed a couple of those. His kicks are looking really nice.
think, like Andrew said, Hardy's got to get off the fence.
Nice little shuffle there into a low right leg kick. Showed the switch kick and then went back.
Did a whole lot of that in round number 1 of his first fierce bout a couple months back here at the Masonic Temple. Big time clap by Cross Hughes, late round number 1.
Very good left hook landed there. That's the problem when you're fighting going backwards.
Hardy's landed some shots. He's just backing up. It's not good in the judge's eyes.
Harding definitely landed some shots there, but the problem is he's landing kind of not, I don't want to say pitter-patter shots because they do have some smoke on him, but Cross is landing some bombs, right? And so when you're pushing your guy backwards that much, he's landing a little bit more volume, but like that left hook hurt him. That was a hard punch.
Again, Cross Hughes' first fight in quite some time. Wanted to compete in MMA. We note the 3-2 MMA career that he has already accumulated. Fought Ryder Campo way back in the day for the featherweight title. But seriously, Jason looks solid after quite some time off. We'll have to see what he looks in minutes 2 through 4.
Yeah, he looks real good tonight. It doesn't look like he had a 2-year layoff, that's for sure.
Clearly been training hard in between fights.
He's at a good gym. Wasatch Combat's known for their striking.
Top of round 2 brought to you by Pat's Media. Again, 10 MMA bouts to follow this one. Brandon Mendez, Cody March will be next at 150 pounds. Excited to have you with us, Blake O'Rulian, alongside Andrew Boquette and Jason Laporte as well.
Interested to see if Cross starts to look for opportunities to counter off of the kicks that Harding is throwing. It looks like that actually is already what he's going to do here.
Big dig once again for the Orem fighter and Cross Hughes.
Harding's landed a couple of really nice jabs as well. That's a good punch for him.
He's landed some really good shots, but like you mentioned before, Cross Hughes just landing the more effective shots.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like Hardy's doing the right things. Good kicks, good jab. But backing up is probably not the thing to do if you're going to want to win this fight.
Again, Harding taking this fight on just 6 days' notice. Took it on Sunday evening.
Nice
And
check
he's here
hook.
on a Saturday with the first bout of 2026.
I feel like Hardy's having a few more moments in this second round than he did in the first.
Nice knee up the middle for the Idaho talent. Hughes will wrap this one up.
Bit of clinching, see if either of these guys can land anything or get a sweep here. Muay Thai rules, so that's legal.
Got to give it up to Hardy for taking this fight on 2 weeks' notice against a killer like Cross Hughes.
I think both fighters a little bit bloody here out of their noses. Cross got a little bit of red on his body from those body kicks that Harding's been landing. There he goes back again with that left leg to the body.
I feel like Hardy's having the better moments in the second round.
Yeah, I think he's looking pretty good here.
One thing we noticed when Harding fought in September was that he might have pittered out a little bit with so much output in round number 1. Round 2 looks good on him here.
Both fighters have definitely slowed down a little bit, but that's not to be unexpected, right, in an amateur Muay Thai fight. So looking good, both of them.
Very close going into round number 3.
Yeah, I'm not a judge, but I'm going to say this is 1-1 going into the third round.
Yeah, I think so.
I really like what Tyler Hardy did. He landed the more effective shots, in my opinion, in that round. He looked like more of the Chris fighter.
I gotta agree with you. I think that Cross's his strategy here is to back Harding up against the cage and then land a big 1-2. And Harding is wise to it now.
And how much does Cross was training for an MMA fight? This is his first Muay Thai bout. Hardy has that experience in the Muay Thai, so he has a little bit. He looks a little cleaner with his striking.
Well, so it's interesting that you say that because I was thinking to myself, Cross is striking like an MMA fighter right
Correct.
now, right? And in little gloves, those shots get through. You can't just let someone back you up against the cage, but with the bigger gloves and a Muay Thai rules, you have a little bit more leeway to block, right? And you have more defensive options. And so, yeah, it's something definitely to be aware of.
Hardy seems a little more fluid with his striking. He's putting the combinations together a little bit more. At least he did in the second round, in my opinion.
Began training 4.5 years ago in Louisville, Kentucky. Got to Team Lionheart in the summer of last year. Has already created a big role for himself over in Idaho Falls as he pieces together a couple more strikes.
This looks like we don't want judges involved.
Oh! Out completely cold. Cross Hughes is back in a big way.
Well, he's gone. Yeah, Tyler's going to call that off. That was a mean left hook. Oh, my
Nasty.
goodness. That was that is the danger of letting a guy back you up the whole fight. Right there. You just saw it, right? You let a guy keep backing you up, and eventually he's going to find his spot.
I was just saying it looked like Hardy was taking over, and then bang.
Beautiful left hook.
And I heard Hughes' corner say it's wide open right before that, about 10 seconds before that. He said it's wide open.
What a return to the cage for Cross Hughes. Absolutely lights the fierce cage on fire in the first bout of 2026. Let's see it one more time in slow motion. Boquette, break it down a little bit more for us if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So a little bit of exchange here. Comes with the right hand. Does Harding. Cross times it perfectly. Goes the left hook over the right hand. And that's all she wrote. As our forefathers would say, good night, Irene.
Cross Hughes, haven't seen him in 2.5 years. We have missed him so much. He is one of the most electric strikers, as mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, and he just showed why. Hope to see him in some small gloves later on this year.
Welcome back, Cross Hughes.
That looked great. Hey, honestly, though, good fight from Harding as well.
Very good fight.
It's a good fight.
And he's looked good in every fight he's been
Yeah.
in. Very technical, puts his punches together very well.
What will that man do next? Even in the 10 ounces, he has knockout power. He already had 2 in MMA. He now has 1 in the big gloves as well. Let's put it on paper with hoops.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 28 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by knockout, Cross Hughes.
Huge return to form for Cross Hughes. 10 MMA matchups commence when you come back.
Jay's Tire Pros proudly serves the Bountiful community, a family-owned local business for nearly 30 years. Still serving Davis County with pride, Jay's Tire Pros has been your neighborhood experts in tires, wheels, auto repair, and brake service for almost 3 decades. At Jay's, customer service always comes first. Our expert team helps you find the perfect tires for your car, truck, or SUV and gets you back on the road fast. We also handle everything under the hood: oil changes, brakes, alignments, shocks, struts, and transmission services, all at competitive prices. Whether you drive foreign or domestic, you can count on Jay's Tire Pros for honest work, reliable service, and the best care in Davis County. Jay's Tire Pros, proudly serving our community for nearly 30 years and keeping Davis County moving safely and smoothly.
She's been on a tear. Her striking has looked good. She's got knockout power.
We will have to see what he does in 2026.
What a freight train. Man, and he is on fire. Look at him.
We'll be back in February.
Write this kid's name down. He performed beautifully tonight.
Wow. It's the Masonic Temple to pop. Norby Ortiz capitalizes on his Masonic Temple debut.
The crowd is going crazy.
Scan the QR code on your screen for access to Fierce FC's digital program. Get the inside scoop on every fighter making the walk tonight, as well as additional information on future shows. Well, you can't start off a year much better than that. Cross Hughes with an emphatic knockout. Brandon Mendez and Cody March look to continue things on at FFC 45.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Bad Bevs, the official beverage of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next two fighters, Cody March and then Brandon Mendez, to the cage.
All right, first MMA matchup in 2026 brings Cody March to the Fierce stage. Andrew, he was an all-around athlete growing up, including wrestling and kickboxing, got back into the combat sports circle 1 year ago.
Yeah, you know, it's always interesting when you have these guys that are independents coming out, right? Because you really never quite know what you're going to get. And independent, it's interesting. I was talking about this the other night at Elite when we were done training. 10, 15 years ago, it used to mean that you really sucked, right? But now you don't know because there's so many guys that have black belts in different various martial arts. You know, like the Hawaiian guys from the PFL, Ray Cooper. Those guys are technically independent. They train out of their house with their dad. Doesn't suck.
Does not suck.
So.
Well, he said the kickboxing debut would be his first but not his last. Now another domain in the cage for Brandon Mendez to conquer tonight. Jason, he's only the second amputee to ever compete at Fierce in first to make the walk in two different sports ever in this company.
I love seeing him doing MMA tonight. I kind of feel that this plays a little bit to his strengths. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He is no slouch on the mat. I've shared the mats with him a couple times, and he will choke you out with that nub.
Well, and we talked about the kickboxing debut, how much of a submission prowess he has. He actually has a purple belt now. He got it from Pedro Sierra in March of last year. And he is a guy who can absolutely piece together submissions if he wants to, should he get it to the ground. The question is, can he get it there?
Can he get it to the ground? And if he does, he's a problem. One of the hardest workers in the gym, too. Don't sleep on Brandon Mendez. United States Marine Corps vet. Simplify, Brandon.
Yeah, Matt Betzold competed with one leg at Fierce FC 1 in March of 2016. Won that fight via guillotine choke. Mendez, the first amputee to compete in MMA at Fierce since. Here's some of the intangibles presented by R&R Barbecue. 8-year gap in age, but identical in height. Each limbos that 150-pound rim as the MMA debut is here for both. Ready to dish out the intros. We will kick it inside the hoops in just a couple of seconds.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds and is an amateur 150 pounds catchweight bout. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, making his amateur debut. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in at 149 pounds. Fighting out as an independent fighter, hailing from Richfield, Utah, by way of Enterprise, Utah, Cody Lone Wolf March. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also making his amateur debut. He also stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, but weighed in at 149.5 pounds. Fighting out of Agima Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, hailing from West Jordan, Utah, by way of Riverside, California, Brandon One Hand Havoc Mendez. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Dave Selyestedt.
Round 1 brought to you in part by Bad Bevs, Fierce's official beverage provider. Cody March in the red, Brandon Mendez counters in gray.
Jason, did I ever tell you I lived in Riverside?
Really?
I did. It sucks.
Yeah, Brandon One-Handed Havoc. I think Brando One-Hando is what the crowd's cheering.
I love that. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him in an MMA fight. Kickboxing's so hard when you only have one hand. I mean, it goes without saying. It almost sounds dumb for me to say it, but
I've already noticed a stance too in his kickboxing fight. I feel like he was leading with, he was switching stances.
I gotta believe that he's going to be wanting to look for a takedown here, right, Jason?
I believe so.
Nice leg kick scores.
He's been doing a lot of Muay Thai with Joe Haro. Sorry to interrupt there.
No, you're good.
What's the strength like from Brandon?
His nub is extremely strong. Surprised we haven't seen a shot yet.
Swings big, puts him up against the cage, clip to the body as well. Nice combination by Mendez.
Man, they may just be resigned just to stand up and bang it out here.
Big time clock on the chin.
Huge right hand from Brandon.
March certainly felt that one.
Yeah, March is hurt here. He's got to move. He can't stand right in front of Brandon and throw like this. Oh, he lands a good right hand of his own. Good push kick by Brandon.
Mendez did mention to me that he did a little bit of boxing growing up.
March needs to straighten that right hand out a little bit. I think the big difference here right now is that Mendez is thrown right down the middle. And this is where independent guys seem to struggle. You can see the fatigue is starting to come on here. And this is the biggest difference, in my opinion, when you have guys who are newer to fighting. Mendez is in the gym, and I know there's guys in there that are yelling him and forcing him to do conditioning. Not that he probably needs to be forced.
Mendez able to get a little bit more wind in his sail. Lots of punches piling up for the Agima talent.
March hanging in there, though, being tough.
March hanging in there. He threw a couple shots back.
He's had a couple opportunities to get out of this fight. Beautiful leg kick there lands by Mendez. That one hurt. That one hurt.
March is throwing some bombs now.
Oh, good right hand lands again.
Mendez pinpoints a few more. Back up against the cage is Cody March.
They're going to stop. Yeah, good stoppage there by Dave.
He's got it. The one-hand havoc. Brandon Mendez scores his first MMA victory.
Really good stoppage there by Dave. You could have maybe let it go on, but he was just going to keep getting battered, right? No reason to, especially amateur fighters making their MMA debut. I think that was a perfect stoppage.
Jason, we talked about it prior to. If he could switch the stance, that power hand might be there. He was able to do so. And all that being said, we see Brandon Mendez get hoisted up by Dana Aristizabal and the knockout to go with it, presented by R&R Barbecue.
So here we go. The story of this fight was Brandon's right hand. Boom, there it lands again, and another overhand. He actually, interesting with the going southpaw, so it's in front. I love that he throws the nub in there.
He throws the nub in there too.
I like that. I like it a lot. You know, it's good for Brandon where he only has one hand, right? Being with a striking coach like Joel, who's such a creative person, if there's anyone that's going to be able to add some wrinkles to your game, it's going to be a guy like Joel. So it's a good person for him to be with.
To 1-0 we go. Brandon Mendez gets his moment.
Fierce fans, referee Dave Selyuset has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes and 44 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO, Brandon One Hand Havoc Mendez.
Big debut win for Brandon Mendez. A 4-pack of prelims from SLC when you come back.
Blow the roof off the Mountain America Center and make some noise!
Discombobulating power!
One of the most violent finishes we've seen in a long time.
Welcome back to MMA, Javier Beltran.
Such talent on this show, too. Live from the Mountain America Center in Idaho Falls.
They literally had to pull Ammon off of him.
Wow.
What a win for Brandon Mendez over Cody March as we move things going forward. I do believe we have the replay one more time of Brandon Mendez. An incredible finish by him, the first ever knockout in Fierce history by an amputee. Jason, your thoughts as a guy you've trained with him before?
I'm so happy to see it. There's nobody that trains harder in the gym than Brandon. He set it up nicely, utilized the leg kicks, set it up nicely, landed the big overhands, and got the W tonight.
All right, up to lightweight we go. Blake Crawley and Marcel Archuleta are next.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by ESPN 792.1 FM, Utah's #1 sports talk, and official sponsor of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next two fighters, Blake Crawley and then Marcel Archuleta, to the cage.
All right, second fight in 3 months for Blake Crawley. Andrew, a fast start to the amateur career as he looks to gain momentum following a submission victory in October.
Yeah, you know, you love to see these young guys getting here and getting after it. He's got Steve Ergel over here in his corner with Josiah Simpson, another very active fighter himself. So it'll be interesting to see what he does when he gets in here.
Yeah, Jason, Andrew mentioned the age. He'll be 19 in a couple of months. He's already at walk number 2. Pretty impressive for a guy born March 16th, 07.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it because I turn 50 tomorrow, but this is pretty crazy to see these guys, how young these guys are getting started and getting here and getting that experience.
You know what's really crazy? You didn't even used to be able to fight in Utah when you were 19. I don't know if you guys knew that.
No.
So legally it was allowed, but all of the fights took place in bars. So I actually had to wait to make my debut, and I turned 21, and I fought the next month. So it's crazy to see these guys coming up, being 18, 19 years old, having fights already. It's so cool.
Blake Crawley coming off of a round 2 rear naked choke in October of 2025. He will try to continue to his winning ways in just a minute as Marcel Archuleta is about to make that walk. Really revolving the reps to start the amateur stint for Marcel Archuleta. Jason, his third fight in 8 months, off back-to-back comebacks as he targets win number 3.
I know we're going to sound like a broken record here, but another young up-and-coming kid, 2-0, just getting in here and getting the reps. This is an exciting fight.
Yeah, Andrew, he really blossoms in the later stages of rounds. He has put together these comeback victories that are can't miss so far through 2 fights.
Yeah, it's exciting, right? But it's not necessarily what you want to see out of a fighter, because sometimes if you're a slow starter, you never get the chance to really get started. Especially with these young guys, man. A lot of times they just come out of the corner swinging. So, but he's got a good coach. He's got Aldo. He's got the opposite of a slow starter in his corner with Aaron Garcia. So maybe that's what they've been working on.
Over a year of guidance at One Hit MMA at this point. Such a strong support system there. He has become one of the faces of that gym due to his consistent activity. Made his debut in May of last year, already at walk number 3. Let's look at the numbers for this one. Archuleta the wiser by 4 years, but shorter by 2 inches. Weight was made last night with a 2-pound divide and some undefeated records hanging in the balance. Inside to trigger the action is Hoops.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the amateur lightweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an undefeated amateur record of 1 win and 0 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 154 pounds. Fighting out of Empire MMA, hailing from Cedar City, Utah, Blake Crawley. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also holding an undefeated amateur record of 2 wins and 0 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of One Hit MMA, hailing from Kaysville, Utah, Marcel Archuleta. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Tyler Tomlinson.
First 3 minutes of this one powered by ESPN 792.1, Utah's #1 sports talk station and home to University of Utah athletics. Blake Crawley fitted in blue, Marcel Archuleta sports the red, and he's off to the races early with a big-time punch to open things up.
Okay, that was for sure the game plan. Then get right across and start moving, right? No slow starts. Get right after it.
Yeah, if Ammon's in your corner, there's no slow starts.
You know, many moons ago, One Hit MMA was our arch nemesis at Elite Performance. But I have to say, they have one of the best-looking fight kits of any gym in Utah. It's so slick, man, that red and white.
Big-time clock on the shin for Marcel Archuleta. Blake Crowley ate it.
He ate that.
For dinner. I was just going to say,
he
oh,
ate
my
that
goodness.
for dinner and was like, I'm coming forward. Guess when you're 18 years old, you don't know any better.
Yeah, your chin hasn't been hurt yet.
Nice.
Nice inside
Stop
shot
it,
there.
take
Beautiful.
Nice entry on the inside for the former Canyon View wrestler. He placed at state his junior and senior years.
I did not see that coming, but thanks for the facts.
Archuleta looking for the triangle here, hemmed up against the cage. It's going to be pretty tough unless he can get to an angle.
Well, Crawley was doing the right thing, trying to pass through. Looks like he's going into a headquarters position here.
Potential go-go here. Interesting.
Man, I wonder what the stats are of getting that submission in Fierce Fighting Championship history.
Low into it, omoplata. None of these are real moves. Jiu-jitsu doesn't work, except when it does. Look at that, he might get it.
Oh. Archuleta looks to chase the back. Crawley trying to stay upright, but that arm is compromised.
He's in trouble here, 100%.
He's getting his elbow out right now.
He should be all right.
Well, when you're 18, you're
dude.
Oh, no way.
Rolls through, okay, good defense.
To the back we go. Blake Crawley able to weather the storm, and now he begins to unload.
Man.
Another takedown for the Cedar City fighter.
Phenomenal. That was great adherence to the game plan, which is to put Archuleta on his back. That was awesome.
And look at him passing. That was impressive.
Yeah, this
by
is
Crawley.
Amateur fight, by the way.
I mean, looks can be deceiving.
Crazy.
His debut was full of scrambles as well. That came away with a submission victory as well. Blake Crawley, some big-time moments in round number one. Same can be said about Marcel Archuleta, who's on bottom.
I like that Archuleta is keeping this really high open guard around Crawley here. Constantly threatening the submission. And Crawley's really got to be careful here. Oh, my goodness. Good left hand there.
And he went right under the chin.
Yeah, that punch might have hurt him. He hit Archuleta really hard when he came back down. I don't know if the camera totally got that, but he cracked him.
Steve's over there urging him to just land some shots and do some damage.
Yeah, that's the move for sure.
10 ticks to go round one.
Now he's got him flattened out. Horrible position to be towards the end of the round. Tyler will probably let it go, but that is a exclamation mark to put at the end of the first round.
What a rally for round one in Blake Crawley.
I mean, let's get Crawley a fight kit for his next fight, man.
Okay,
that was impressive.
I have to say, we are dealing with amateur fighters, combined less than 5 fights. We had a huge right hand from Archuleta that led into Crawley shooting a takedown. Archuleta tries a guillotine on the way down. Immediate high guard into a go-go plata attempt. Defended by Crawley. Archuleta turns it into an omoplata. He rolls out of it, and they go into another grappling exchange. Amateur fight.
Amateur fights.
These guys have been training for like
three
less
fights
than
between the
Yes,
between
3
them?
fights.
Three
Yeah.
fights between them.
Do they even have 3 years of training between them?
Probably not.
2.5 for Blake Crawley and a little over a year for Marcel Archuleta.
And Crawley has the wrestling background, though,
Correct.
right? Yeah, okay.
Dude, wow.
And it's been showing in here.
We were talking before the broadcast about how like belts in jiu-jitsu have never meant less. We're watching it. These guys are probably both white belts, right?
I don't want to roll with them.
Impressive showing by both at 155 pounds. Blake Crawley in those blue shorts. Marcel Archuleta fitted in that one-hit MMA red and white fight kit.
If the camera caught Jason Laporte's bicep peak, they would know that he's just being humble. Okay, so Archuleta's got to be aware of the takedown now, right?
And right to it again.
Immediately on his bike, Blake Crawley scores his 3rd takedown of the bout.
Goes right to the mount this time. Not a good look for Archuleta. Man, Crawley came out here in some basketball shorts
Adidas
and said,
basketball
I'm ready to fight.
shorts and said, I'm going to take you down and I'm going to choke you out. We need to talk to Steve and Josiah after this and get this kid a fight kit.
Will mention Marcel Archuleta spent a lot of time on bottom versus Angel Aragon last September. However, Blake Crawley putting together a whole lot more from the top in terms of offensive output.
the calmness from Crawley. And he's under the chin. It's
Yeah,
deep.
That's tight. That might be all she wrote here. Doesn't have his hook in. If he turns the other way, maybe he'll escape. Now both hooks are in.
Tight squeeze for a second submission. Blake Crawley is 2-0.
Man, that kid looked good.
That kid looked really good.
That was an excellent showing. Got hit with a real hard punch, toughed it out.
He and kept a serious look on his. I mean, he was focused that whole fight.
Yeah, that was.
He didn't look like he was rattled. He ate a big shot. Props to Crawley, man.
That was an excellent showing on his part.
Back-to-back round 2 rear naked chokes for Blake Crawley. 3 for 3 in the takedown column as well. An unbelievable showing. Seems like this guy is an absolute problem out of Empire MMA in Cedar City.
Josiah Simpson and Steve Ergo got something going on down there at Empire, man. That's impressive.
Yeah, excellent fight on his part. And you know what I really liked is that he didn't get himself sucked into a firefight. The plan of the fight was obviously to get the takedown, and here we are. Gets tossed a little bit, almost lands on his head. Doesn't have the top hook in. If Archuleta could have rolled to that right side, but he doesn't do it in time, and Crawley gets both hooks in. Extends the hips.
The awareness of Crawley, too, in that at the end of that first round, he kept looking over at his corner for instruction. He was doing exactly what they were saying. Impressive.
What will we see next out of Blake Crawley? His promotional debut again. He debuted in October of last year and not even 19 years of age, Jason.
I'm impressed. I am really impressed. I sound like a broken record here, but man.
To make it official, we'll get it over to Jackson Hopes.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 53 seconds of the second round, declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, Blake Crawley.
Blake Crawley stays unbeaten. A rematch on deck between Taylor Martin and Aiden Egler when you return.
Come on, check this out. Check this out.
Hey Fierce fans, Kimball Davis here with Prime Labs. We are now the official lab testing partner for all of Fierce Fighting Championships fighters. We provide a combat trio for all fighters across the Wasatch Front, as well as if you want to get in the best shape like one of your favorite fighters, we provide many comprehensive blood panels. All you have to do is click on the link or text 385-645-7400.
Whether you're a fighter or just someone that wants to take charge of their own care and looking to address a lack of sleep, fat gain, or even muscle growth, Prime Labs has different panels for all financial situations. So please shoot us a text at 385-645-7400, scan the QR code, or please go to the website and come check us out.
3 fights in, 3 finishes as well for Cross Hughes, Brandon Mendez, Blake Crawley, Taylor Martin, and Aiden Egler, a rematch from September of last year. We will see how things score out in a matter of moments. Inside the Hopes we go to bring him into the cage.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Bear Claw Orthographics, the official mouthguard of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next 2 fighters for a rematch. Taylor Martin and then Aiden Egler to the cage.
Well, the first one was such a toss-up, they might as well run it back. Here is Taylor Martin. Andrew, he initially lost on the scorecards until there was a reread of them in which he came out on top over Aiden Egler. There was a lot of chatter on both sides as they look to patch up any controversy tonight.
That situation sucks. Anytime something like that happens, it's unfortunate. Everyone feels bad. The judges feel bad. The guy in the ring reading the cards feels bad. It's not good for anyone, right? And it's really bad, by the way, to be the other guy where you initially win and then it's announced that you lose. So put it behind us after tonight.
Yeah, Jason, Martin's won 3 straight back-to-back by split decision. That is such a rarity in MMA.
Yeah, very rare, but good to see him back, getting some wins under his belt. Excuse me, sorry, I got to take a drink of water here.
Andrew, certainly big for bantamweight. He has the ability to get out of tough spots. The majority of the first fight was spent on the canvas. 4 takedowns, 2 from each, 2 reversals as well, 1 from each. We'll bring out Aiden Egler right now. All right, win number 3 on deck for Aiden Egler. Jason, he's coming off a controversial loss with some mixed signaled scorecards, but as expected, it was right back to work for the Provo prospect.
Can we just make draws more common? Something like that and that close of a fight. Can we just call it a draw and just run it back? Really excited to see Aiden Egler back in here. This is a great fight. The first fight was super competitive, and I'm glad to see him running it back.
Yeah, Andrew, he said he's big on not letting the emotions take over tonight, but it's hard not to have a chip on your shoulder when you feel like you've won.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you put in so much work, right? You get in there, you feel like you did enough to win, and then the judges don't quite feel the same way, and you feel like you kind of get it taken away from you. And I hate to say it, I don't want to be a broken record. In a lot of ways, I don't even agree with this statement, but the reality is MMA is such a hard sport to judge. You need to get a finish.
And we have some of the best judges in the country. These guys are studying. They're going to seminars. I've been on calls with them, with referees, with Herb Dean, and judging conferences. They're actually putting in the work to be better and be excellent at their job.
It's just hard to do, right? It's
very
a hard
to
sport to judge. I mean, you're basically judging 7 different sports at the same time.
I tried to rep a rec league basketball game one time, and I'm pretty sure I was about to get jumped in the parking lot after the game.
Not with those bicep peaks.
Aiden Egler out of Agema in Provo, Utah. Let's go ahead and pull up the tail of the tape. 7 years younger is the local in Aiden Egler, as the height advantage sits with Martin at 5'9". No issues with weight for these two at 135.5, and a title opportunity likely awaits on the other side. Back in to set the stage is Hopes.
Fierce fans, this rematch is scheduled for 3 rounds and is in the amateur bantamweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 3 wins and 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 135.5 pounds. Fighting out of Outlaw MMA, hailing from Casper, Wyoming, Taylor Big Clutch Martin. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an amateur record of 2 wins and 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and also weighed in at 135.5 pounds. Fighting out of Agema Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, hailing from Saratoga Springs, Utah, by way of Sycamore, Illinois, Aiden Desert Eagle Egler. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Dave Selyestedt.
A rare rematch at the amateur level. Taylor Martin won the first one last September. He's suited in black. Aiden Egler looks to even the score in pink. Bantamweight bout presented by Bear Claw Orthographics, the official mouthguard provider of Fierce FC.
I love bantamweights, Jason.
I love it.
So speedy starting up. Taylor Martin with a quick leg kick moments ago.
These guys are fighting like they don't want judges involved.
Much faster pace than when we saw them at Bear Lake a few months ago.
Egler being really aggressive. Martin looked like he's just hanging back, waiting for his spots.
Egler in on the hips. He'll slam down Martin.
But right into a guillotine. He's in side control, so he should be okay.
Looked like he might have hit his head on that slam.
Yeah, it was close. Man, that guillotine's a little bit tight. He should be fine.
And somebody's bleeding. Right into mount is Egler.
Egler climbs and fights the digits.
He may have just made it tighter. Okay, and then Martin lets it go. Typically, you're okay in that spot, but some guys, as you guys know, can kind of hit that from that angle. And
Egler's bleeding from somewhere. I don't know where.
Egler's coach is Dane Aristizabal, one of the very best jiu-jitsu practitioners in the state. Actually initially called for him to go back to side control from that position. So
it's kind of a more common position, isn't it, in MMA?
For side control?
More control than
Yeah,
a mount, because you get bucked off a little easier in the mount position.
Yeah, well, and definitely to defend the rear or the guillotine too, for sure.
Martin with that tight overhook on the left side. Aiden Egler looks to potentially chase the back as Martin tried to peek up for just a moment.
Yeah, Martin going for that. There it is again. I was going to say going for that Upa, and he does get it, and then immediately reversed by Egler right back down.
So many scrambles between these two in September. We see more of it early on in round number 1. 60 ticks to go before we see stools.
For the little kids, we call that a shark bite.
More movement from Martin. Dave Selyestead makes sure to keep the hands inside of the cage. Egler will not give up that position, Jason.
He's not giving it up at all. Right back into the mount.
Egler's doing a really good job here of hooking the legs so that Martin can't escape here. Martin's given a lot of effort to try to get out of mount, which he needs to do, for sure. These body shots, not necessarily the most painful thing in the world. They certainly don't tickle, but they'll win you the round.
But it's going to win him the round, exactly. He's causing a little bit. Now he's looking to take the back. Smart move by Egler.
Egler has lost 2 in a row in MMA, did have a kickboxing victory last May. Martin reverses the position late round 1. Back and forth we go in the grappling exchanges.
Real late in the round, probably not enough to get anything done here.
So a very interesting opening round in which Aiden Egler was on top for a lot of it, but a big-time bruise on the left eye of Aiden Egler as he heads over to Mace Sellers, Marco Sanchez, and Dana Ristazabal.
Egler's busted up.
Yeah, I think he got caught with one of the uppercuts early on in the round. There were some exchanges, and I think one of those little short uppercuts caught him.
I think you're right. When Martin grabbed him, he grabbed that single tie plum and just started throwing uppercuts, Justin Gaethje style.
And that's not a good look in the judge's eyes, and they see that.
No, I mean that's a lot worse than I thought it was, man. That eye looks like it's in danger of getting closed. We'll have to see when they remove the metal from his eye, what it looks like here.
Bruised up.
If he gets hit in that thing a few more times, that could look at it from the side profile here. That thing could close up on him. I wonder though if Martin, if their corner is caught on to that. We'll have to see. But that's a lot of swelling for only a couple punches being landed.
Yeah, that's that little uppercut. You see how he just threw that? I think he hit him with that early on. But Egler right back into side control now.
Real smart to get him right back down to the mat too. If a guy does that much damage to you off of one punch, you want to get him down to the mat.
Did have it in the scouting report that Taylor Martin puts so much power behind his strikes. We saw it there in round number 1 in the small windows in which he had. Now playing a little bit of guard from the bottom as Aiden Egler peppers a few in from the top.
Martin did a really good job of getting back to the full guard there, though. He initially got taken down right into side control, did some good work there to get his legs back to a somewhat neutral position. In MMA, this isn't exactly a neutral position, but certainly closer to it than side control would be.
But he's negating any offense from Egler right now with that overcook over the back of his neck. Looking for a sweep again, maybe?
He's got feet on his hips, maybe just looking for a stand-up. It's so hard when you're pressed against the cage. You're so limited on the options that you have because you can't rotate. Okay, so looks like we're going for a single butterfly.
Lots of activity on bottom by Taylor Martin. Wants to get out of this sand trap that Aiden Egler has him in, about the halfway point of round number 2.
And Aiden Egler looks resigned to kind of just sit here and land these body shots. As long as Martin's not able to escape.
Martin keeps throwing up those attempts and those sweep attempts. It's got Egler thinking a little bit from the top.
Another big-time strike right back to the back is Aiden Egler. He'll look to get some hooks in.
Yeah, let's see. He hasn't been able to achieve it yet. Martin does a good job of blocking that hook
going
there.
for a crucifix.
Yeah, that was excellent. We'll see if he can roll into that, though.
Yeah, it looked like he grabbed the Kimura and went right into a crucifix. I worked on that for the last 2 weeks.
Egler right back to positional dominance.
If he hustles here, he can get to half guard. He's got to move, though.
He's got to clear that hand somehow. There it is. Egler's going to clear that hand and take the back.
Another big-time strike unloads for Aiden Egler as he
in
falls back to the back, and a body lock is secured.
Such a miserable position to be in here when you have your back taken. You got that body triangle on. Likely too late in the round to really do anything either, so it's just hang on, don't get submitted. Egler looking super dominant here, though.
Yeah, a lot more control in this round. You didn't see the reversals.
Yeah.
Egler kept a good base.
So much control time tallied up through 2 rounds. The question is, how is that left eye doing for Aiden Egler as we head into the final frame?
Yeah, we'll get a better chance to see that here when they sit down.
Cutman Mace taking a look at it.
Over to Taylor Martin. Doesn't seem to be exasperated by any means.
I mean, the secret for him is out, right? He knows what he needs to do if he wants to win the fight. He's got to take him, he's got to not get taken down. I'm sorry. Rather, he's got to stay on his feet.
Yeah, that first round will be interesting, Blake, as Egler seemed like he had control of it.
Here we go. Here's the eye again. Immediately, they're putting ice on it.
But Martin did damage in that first round, clearly.
Yeah, he did. Look at how much damage. I don't know. Did Martin even land a punch that round?
In the first round, I thought he landed
round,
not in the second round. I don't think he did.
And look at his face still busted up like that.
And more importantly, though, when talking about this final round, is Taylor Martin was able to score more takedowns in the first bout. This one has been dominated in terms of position by Aiden Egler. Headed into the third and final, Aiden Egler is 0-1 when going to decision. Taylor Martin is 2-0. We will see how the next 3 minutes play out.
And by the way, Egler, not little takedowns. Oh, good right hand. Right hook there from the southpaw position by Egler.
I like the patience from Egler, not rushing in.
And there it is.
Quick inside as Egler will crater the canvas once again.
I was going to say, these takedowns are not small takedowns. He's like picking them up, slamming them, landing in side control, landing in the mount, right? They're big, meaningful takedowns.
And now not going in the mount, using that knee on belly for more control is Egler. And this position is miserable, having somebody's knee right on your sternum. Oh, it's not fun.
Three rounds, 3 takedowns for Aiden Egler as he goes right back to where his bread has been buttered through the back half of this fight. A couple of hooks inside as well. Taylor Martin now garners a little bit of movement.
Good job there by Martin to roll and get out of that spot. It's his escape from the mount here has been one of two. He's either trying to overhook that arm and then bridge to escape, right, like an Upa escape, traditional, or he's trying to turn over to his stomach, get up on his knees. Neither of them are working anymore. So he's going to have to get on a hip. Little mermaid escape here. Okay, that's good. We like to see that. That was excellent. There we go. So he changed the weight of his escape, and it immediately worked, right?
He's right in his corner is Martin.
Martin's been there for basically the entirety of the fight. The entire fight has taken place on that side of the cage.
Yeah, Egler pretty much dominating these last 2 rounds. You could say dominating the first round as well.
We hear over from the Agima corner to start touching him up a little bit. A nice position to potentially put together a little bit of a shoulder choke there as well, Boquette.
Yeah, potentially. We'll see, because he's been hanging on so tight, right? Martin's been hanging on so tight.
Egler's so stubborn trying to get to mount. He'll find it.
It looked like Dave was actually thinking about stepping in there for a minute. Egler doing just enough.
And Martin tried that, and Egler's basing. Look at his basing. He's adjusting in the fight.
Nice punches from the top for the local Aiden Egler.
And he gets it that time. Armbar attempt potentially here. Martin's got to watch his head when he pops it up.
Egler has said that he wanted a finish in this one so bad, not leave it to the scorecards in any way. He'll try to isolate a limb.
Martin trying to squeeze out the back door there.
That is an awkward spot there for Martin. 10 seconds left. He'll probably finish this one out, but Not a good look as Egler has his arm in jeopardy, is hammer fisting him in the face. Most likely going to go to a unanimous decision victory here.
So 10s and 9s will be in order for Aiden Egler, but absolutely fired up, not nearly as competitive as the first. We will see if he settles the score, but a little bit of adversity through the first 3 minutes, Jason.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we didn't really see it until after the fight, but he definitely got caught in that first round.
Good fight.
Aiden Egler absolutely ecstatic. A win would be his first since September of 2024. He had such a solid year a couple years back. 2025, not nearly as kind to him in terms of MMA. That being said, 2026 might be a nice start for him. As for Taylor Martin, again, he had won 3 straight coming into this one. We will have to see what the Pete Suazo Utah Athletic Commission has to say. But excited to see what Aiden Egler does next. And Zach Partridge has posed that the winner of this bout would likely be in line for an amateur bantamweight belt in the near future, Andrew.
Sounds about right to me. Both these guys super tough. Marco Sanchez came over to us right afterwards and said, that kid's tough, man. He hits hard.
Yeah, the kid's tough.
I'm still, it's kind of, guys, I'm kind of blown away. The damage on Egler's face from getting hit with, like, at most 4 punches.
Maybe, if that.
Like, in short shots, too. He grabbed him and was punching.
Just,
man.
Goes to show how talented that guy is. Aiden Egler, again, he said that he had a chip on his shoulder coming into this bout after the controversial loss that he had in Bear Lake. Taylor Martin looked so good in September. Solid moments as well in this one, just unable to get out of that dominant positioning. Andrew, what you got?
Egler, I think it's pretty clear Egler won a unanimous decision here, and he looked great doing it. Good takedowns, dominated where he initially lost the fight the first time they fought, right? But both guys look super good. Like, Martin's so tough, hanging in there, never giving up, not resting in bad spots, always making Egler having to adjust and readjust. It's a good fight.
A great fight.
I love bantamweights, man. I love bantamweights. They're so good. They're not even breathing heavy. You imagine if you had heavyweights that just fought it like that?
Oh, they'd be oxygen masks. Doctor would be in there.
Again, happy to be back at the Masonic Temple for this first show of 2026. Amateur light heavyweights are next in Hunter Birdsley and James Iono, not to mention James Prescott and Dylan Tiedman, the teammate of Taylor Martin, coming up in just a little bit. For now, we will go ahead and concrete up some scorecards from the Athletic Commission. Jackson Hoops has got them for us.
Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Aiden Desert Eagle Egler.
Aiden Egler leaves no doubt in that matchup and a rematch alongside Taylor Martin. Fan-friendly as it gets when Hunter Birdsley and James Iono are next.
Hi, I'm Jason Laporte, Fierce Fighting Championship commentator and General Sales Manager at Performance Honda in Bountiful. We are the fastest growing Honda dealership in the state, and we have one of the largest certified pre-owned inventories in the state of Utah. Our service department has master technicians with over 100 years experience collectively.
Bienvenidos a Performance Honda Bountiful, donde los atendemos en español y les ponemos una sonrisa todos los días.
Visit us at 2215 South 500 West or performancehondabountiful.com.
Your brand, on the move, wherever life takes you, seen in the rush of adrenaline, in the freedom of the ride, in the heights of adventure, and the thrill of new perspectives. No limits, no borders, just your brand reaching new heights. Wherever the journey takes you, your business deserves to be seen. JC Pro Design. Wherever you go, make it visible.
So Aiden Egler comes out on top. James Iono, Hunter Birdsley at 205 pounds is a fan-friendly matchup. Let's not wait any longer. Here's Jackson.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Underground Farm, the official wellness supplements of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next 2 fighters, Hunter Birdsley and then James Iono, to the cage.
Well, on just 8 days' notice, enter the 2024 Amateur Debuter of the Year, Hunter Birdsley. Jason, the reward was received rightfully so, a cyclone of offense inside of 24 seconds to secure his first victory.
Old school Utah MMA guys will remember the name Birdsley, James Bird Dog Birdsley. This is the nephew of James Bird Dog Birdsley, and this guy was a firecracker in his first fight, dominating performance. You know, I was excited to see Kendrick Wolf and James Iono in the fight, but I'm really excited to see Hunter Birdsley and James Iono in this matchup.
Yeah, Hunter Birdsley comes from a family of fighters, that 53 professional fights out of his uncle, James Bird Dog Birdsley. His dad, Ryan Birdsley, also a fighter from 2005 to 2009 with 4 fights, Andrew.
I grew up with those guys. Those guys trained me when I was like 16, 17 years old. And I will tell you, Bird Dog is one of the most crazy, just down to scrap guys I've ever seen. And when I called Hunter's fight, I was thinking to myself, I wonder how, he's going to fight just like his
He
uncle.
fights just like him.
Got it. Cool.
Looks like him, too.
Yeah. I'll never forget Bird Dog had just won like 9, 10 fights in a row. Yep. And Jeremy was almost frustrated with him because he kept winning these fights when he shouldn't have been winning them. Took him out to Brazil. I think he ended up fighting Alessio Sakara and ended up winning the first couple rounds before he finally got choked out. And Horn's like, this guy doesn't even know he should lose these fights.
Well, a surplus of strikes lent to the small sample size of James Iono in August. Andrew, he's back again after making a massive statement in the Maverick Center last year.
Yeah, he certainly did make a massive statement. We were really, like Jason was saying, we were really excited to watch him fight Kendrick. Man, he looks even better now. Physically, he looks like he's gotten even better shape.
He looks in phenomenal shape tonight.
He has got dynamite in his hands. I was talking to Zach about this matchup before, and Birdsley took the fight on pretty short notice, right? Like, we know how short?
8 days.
8 days, right? Wild. So when they were on the phone, Birdsley was like, I'm not in great shape right now. Zach said, don't worry about it. This fight's not going out of the first round.
It probably isn't.
And Birdsley said, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, 50 seconds of total fight time between these two in their last fights combined.
And James Iono, he's going to throw bombs, but don't sleep. This guy's got some jiu-jitsu under his belt.
A jiu-jitsu brown belt, been training for over 10 years. He'll be 38 in March. Called the debut energy electric, the community loud. Decibels likely to peak again, barring another Iono highlight. Action-packed for this one. Let's look at the numbers powered by R&R Barbecue. 13 years separate these two as Iono gives up 5 inches in height. Passed by the commission, sub 206, as a pair of 1-0 prospects battle it out for a second win. Mike is hot inside. We've got hoops.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an undefeated amateur record of 1 win and 0 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of the Pit SLC, hailing from Holiday, Utah, Hunter Birdsley. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also holding an undefeated amateur record of 1 win and 0 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 204 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Shark Tank Jiu-Jitsu and Rio Combat Team. Hailing from Saratoga Springs, Utah, by way of East Side, San Jose, California, James Iono. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Tyler Tomlinson.
Underground Farm brings you this bout, the official wellness supplement of Fierce FC. Hunter Birdsley, geared in black. James Iono responds in white.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I was so excited the first time Iono fought because I wanted to see jiu-jitsu and MMA, and then he just knocked the guy
He just knocked him out.
Ooh, big leg kick from Birdsley there.
Oh, Birdsley caught him with a nice little uppercut.
Yeah,
Big time swings,
he's
2
hurt a couple
headhunters in there. Birdsley goes down.
Right back up. Oh, there we go. Man, good athleticism here from Birdsley to stay up on his feet like that after falling. See if he can separate these hands and get away. He needs to put his back to Iono.
He had Iono locked there a little bit.
Absolute chaos in this one. Birdsley battles to the breadbasket.
That looked like it was almost a knee to the face. Goes for a lateral drop, goes to his back. Birdsley's got a sprawl here, get that leg away, or maybe right to the mount, potentially to a triangle.
And those are big, heavy shots.
Heavy shots.
Couple of clear windows for Hunter Birdsley as he begins to take the lead in this one.
Both hooks in. Doesn't matter if you're a brown belt. If you've been punched in the face a bunch and you got a big, athletic, strong guy on your back, you can get choked out. Those are big shots.
That's not a good spot for
Iono.
Iono.
That's in. That's in.
Does jiu-jitsu work?
Looks like he's
looks
got
like
it. A
it does.
titanium squeeze. Hunter Birdsley, another fast finish.
Dude, he's so impressive.
That is, 8 days notice.
So much swagger out of that man. Hunter Birdsley, back-to-back first-round finishes. 8 days notice, no issue for the fighter out of the pit SLC.
Man, that looked good.
He's got some power in those shots.
Dude, he's so athletic. He's so dangerous and big and strong and fast. It's just like, you know, a lot of times because mixed martial arts has martial arts in the name, you want to believe that the better martial artist will win, and that may very well be Iono. But the thing we got to remember, this is a fight. It's an actual sport, right? Athleticism matters, and Birdsley just showed that. I want to call him Bird Dog so bad.
I do. Every time I see the name.
He will get his second victory right now. Queued up is Hoops.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute and 6 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, Hunter Birdsley.
It is in his blood. Hunter Birdsley back again. He is 2-0. Final preliminary offering at super middleweight coming up.
Jay's Tire Pros proudly serves the Bountiful community, a family-owned local business for nearly 30 years. Still serving Davis County with pride, Jay's Tire Pros has been your neighborhood experts in tires, wheels, auto repair, and brake service for almost 3 decades. At Jay's, customer service always comes first. Our expert team helps you find the perfect tires for your car, truck, or SUV, and get you back on the road fast. We also handle everything under the hood: oil changes, brakes, alignments, shocks, struts, and transmission services, all at competitive prices. Whether you drive foreign or domestic, you can count on Jay's Tire Pros for honest work, reliable service, and the best care in Davis County. Jay's Tire Pros, proudly serving our community for nearly 30 years, and keeping Davis County moving safely and smoothly.
She's been on a tear. Her striking has looked good. She's got knockout power.
We will have to see what he does in 2026.
What a freight train.
Man, and he is on fire. Look at him.
We'll be back in February. Write this kid's name down. He performed beautifully tonight.
Wow. It's the Masonic Temple to pop. Norby Ortiz capitalizes on his Masonic Temple debut.
The crowd is going crazy.
Scan the QR code on your screen for access to Fierce FC's digital program. Get the inside scoop on every fighter making the walk, as well as additional information on future shows. So 5 fights in, 4 finishes. James Prescott and Dylan Tiedemann, the final guys on this prelim portion of the first card of the year.
Fierce fans, our final fight of the preliminary card is brought to you by JC Pro Design, the official printing partner of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next 2 fighters, Dylan Tiedemann and then James Prescott, to the cage.
All right, more action from a guy who is all about it. Here is Dylan Tiedemann. Andrew, when he gets off on the right foot, he is a fast starter, similar to the man he shares the cage with tonight.
I like these outlaw MMA guys.
I like him too. Casper, Wyoming. What else is there to do in Casper, Wyoming other than fight?
Drink beers and fight.
Drink beers and fight.
It's a great point, Jason. His 4th fight since debuting in Nebraska in February of last year. So I'm not necessarily going to say there's nothing to do in Wyoming, but I will say that he has been extremely busy over the past year or so. But the longest layoff of his career, 4.5 months since he faced Walker Pelto in Bear Lake.
I'm excited to see him back in here tonight.
100% finish rate for him. Spam strikes like a video game player. And Andrew, we didn't get to see a whole lot of it because of the way that Walker Pelto was able to bog down his opponents. But if James Prescott wants to strike with this guy, we will see some excitement out of the fighter from Casper, Wyoming.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for here. Walker Pelto fights are Walker Pelto fights, right? You kind of know what you're going to get there. So hopefully this time we'll get to let some of that off.
Well, he's been eyeing a return for a while. Finally back on a card is James Prescott. Jason, 3-1 in MMA, also a dominant debut as a kickboxer last May. He has rounded out so well over the past year plus.
Yeah, we just touched on wanting to see a standing fight. I mean, this guy's Muay Thai. He's very well-rounded. I think we're going to see a stand-up fight here tonight.
Andrew constantly inside the room at One Hit MMA. Lots of two-a-days, personal training sessions as well. Big on sharpening any and every tool he's got.
Yeah, there's a lot of sessions. You know, it's funny. Every time I talk to Zach, and I'm like, what's your guys' class schedule? And they have the weirdest class schedule. They've got, like, classes in the morning at 6 a.m. They got classes at night. At 11 a.m. they'll have classes randomly. They got fight class at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So they've got stuff going on just all the time. But that's the good thing when you have a coach that's as plugged in as Aldo is, right? I mean, that's what he does. That's his whole life. And, you know, these guys get to take advantage of that, especially these young guys who are new to fighting. So good for them to be in the room that often with real veterans like Aldo, like Jordan Smith, you know, Ben Moa, all those kind of guys.
All right, over to 195 for this one. Early 20s for Tiedemann, late 20s for the local James Prescott, who is also 1 inch taller. The Wyoming talent, a little bit lighter last night by a pound. Prescott wants a 3rd straight win. Tiedemann tries to get back on track. Inside to cue the combat is Jackson Hopes.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the amateur super middleweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 2 wins and 1 loss. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 192 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Outlaw MMA, hailing from Casper, Wyoming, Dylan Tiedemann. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an amateur record of 3 wins and 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and weighed in at 193 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of One Hit MMA, hailing from Layton, Utah, James Prescott. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Dave Selyestead.
Tiedemann has blue gloves. James Prescott fashions red gloves. Quick clash between the two. Tiedemann wraps up and takes down the local Layton fighter.
That was a great body lock to take
It
down.
was a great body lock.
Super clean, looking to get that other hook in. Looks like he might fall off, though. He's got to be careful here not to end up on the bottom and guard. He's doing a good job posting his hand out there and getting himself back up. Looks like he's trying to roll his opponent. Prescott trying to fight that top hook. Good grappling going on here from these guys. The battle here of the legs. Prescott looks like he's going to wind up on top. Potential triangle choke here. There it is.
Prescott's 1 losses by submission. It was an arm lock in September of 2024. As for Dylan Tiedemann, he does have a submission victory. It was a rear naked choke in his debut.
I think Prescott's okay here. They're pinned up against the cage. I don't think he has a ton of room. Going to that TP, and he is able to get out of it. Might potentially land in side control here for his efforts.
Prescott wrestled in Orange County, California growing up, reached some high peaks in that world, but Dylan Tiedemann wants to play a little bit of submission game.
I did not have this on my card tonight.
We're going to get a
Tiedemann and Prescott jiu-jitsu match.
Good top position by Prescott, although Dylan Tiedman has already put together a couple of solid submission attempts.
Prescott stayed calm through all of that. Now he's on top, heavy on top.
Yeah, Prescott needs to work to try to get that right knee all the way through to get to the mount. Not that half guard's necessarily in bad position, but it's just very close to your opponent being able to recover the full guard. And there it is. He hops over to the mount. Okay, let's see what his mount game is here. It is what I recommend, which is punching people.
Ground and pound, make him turn to his stomach and choke him out, right?
Yes, sir.
Prescott always talks about wanting all of the biggest names. Can he pull off a submission right here? Tough angle to see, but looks like he might have a rear naked choke grip.
Yeah, this is a miserable spot. Tiedman is completely flattened out on the bottom. He's got a big, strong kid on top of him squeezing in his face. Whether it's under your chin or not, it doesn't really matter when you're in this spot.
That's exhausting to be in this position.
Yep, there it is.
Looks like he's got it. Jimbo slice. That's 3 straight and on an absolute tear.
I love that. Jimbo slice, is that what you said?
It's coined by him. Absolutely fired up. Again, a trio of victories, 4-1 to James Prescott. After a little bit of hurdles to get to that point, Dylan Tiedman wanted to grapple early on, Bouquet.
Yeah, he came in, he got the body lock right. Such a strong position of grappling to get that body lock. Took him right down to the mat, but he was able to get the reversal and ended up taking the back. It was real nice.
He stayed composed the whole time. As soon as Tiedman got that body lock and took him down, the look on Prescott's face was like, okay, I'm here. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to reverse it. He stayed calm, composed to that whole sequence and ended up on top, got the submission.
So James Prescott, another win. Dylan Tiedman gives him his flowers. After starting 2-0, that is now 2 drops by him, but so exciting, so much fun. Hope to see him once again on a Fierce card in the near future. Outlaw MMA, one of the most exciting gyms out of Wyoming. Cannot wait to see what they do next. Dave Selystead, ready to wrangle. Jackson Hoops, ready to announce.
Fierce fans, referee Dave Selystead has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes and 27 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, James Prescott.
For James Prescott, who is now 4-1, a monumental main card comes next after this short break. Gaining momentum as a massive main card rolls on, this is Fierce FC 45, presented by R&R Barbecue. With a vacancy at 155, the decision as to who would be next for the amateur lightweight title was clear-cut. Calvin Taylor, unbeaten in 2025 with dominant renderings, and Tristan McDonald, who has that same scouting report.
Fierce fans, welcome to the main card. Everybody tuning into the pay-per-view and everybody here in Salt Lake City, Utah, put your hands together and make some noise. Our only title fight of the evening is brought to you by Vive Radiology, the official imaging partner of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome these 2 title fighters, Tristan McDonald and then Calvin Taylor, to the cage.
Well, with his Agima teammate out, another lightweight lock in Tristan McDonald gets his shot at a title tonight. Andrew, 3 wins, 3 one-sided affairs. A lot of people predicted this when he made his debut a few years ago.
Yeah, man, he's looked really good so far. Obviously, training out of a great gym. You love to see him come out the Iowa Hawkeyes.
I was just going to say the same thing.
What do we think the game plan is with that?
Ground and pound.
Amen.
Take down, ground and pound.
The way God intended.
Tristan McDonald said that in his last post-fight interview, he truly believes that he can be one of the best in the world. A big test in front of him in Calvin Taylor. Again, another 3-1 prospect. You mentioned the Iowa wrestling stuff. 2010s he dedicated to that decade. This decade has been a lot of jiu-jitsu and now the MMA career. Successful in his kickboxing debut in May of 2025. And again, a couple wins in a row in MMA lead him to this spot. Jason, like mentioned, they've been one-sided affairs when he wins.
Yeah, he's looked very impressive. He's got all the tools. I mean, he could very well be our new champ tonight.
I love when guys come out and they say they want to be world champions. Some people don't like that. Some people think it's arrogant or egotistical, whatever. At the end of the day, if you don't have the courage to speak your goals, they're not going to happen.
100%.
And I love it when these guys come out. Yeah, he's a new fighter. Yeah, he's an amateur. He's fighting for his first belt. But everybody fought for their first belt at one point or another, right? John Jones was fighting for his very first title in some no-name organization 20 years ago, right? And everyone starts there. So I love that energy.
Sub 2 minutes to secure a spot in this title matchup for Calvin Taylor. Jason, he proved he has what it takes to go with the best in the state. Now gets the top dog in a matter of moments.
Well-rounded, great striking, slick submissions we've seen from Calvin Taylor. This is a great matchup for a title tonight. This is about a well-rounded, close matchup as you can get for a belt tonight.
Yeah, Andrew, he's eyed this opportunity to fight for the title since he had his first win at lightweight in February of last year versus Isaiah Randall, a perfect 2-0 at 155 as he tries to make it 3.
Yeah, this will be super exciting. Earlier in the night, we saw one of his teammates be unable to deal with the grappling of another fighter. So it'll be interesting to see how Calvin Taylor is able to adapt in this fight because we don't know, right? But when a guy comes out with Iowa all over his shorts.
He's got Iowa wrestling shorts on. That's maybe a little gamesmanship there.
Yeah, it's a good chance the fight's going to the mat.
Well, and I'll mention this as well. Calvin Taylor, 5 for 5 in the takedown column in 2025. Didn't miss a timing of one. So it'll be interesting to see how they look when the grappling matches.
I was just going to say, in his last fight, didn't he get a submission win in his last fight? Was
yes.
Darce choke, anaconda choke, some kind of choke, right? Darce choke, yeah. Yeah, the kid's very well-rounded.
Calvin Taylor, perfect at lightweight. Excited to see what he does here alongside Tristan McDonald. First title of 2026 goes to the amateurs at 155. McDonald is older at 28 as the slight height edge sides Taylor. Championship weight was cleared by the commission last night as identical records hash it out for a belt. Main card action starts right now with Hopes.
Fierce fans, when this fight begins, the referee in charge will be Tyler Tomlinson. This fight is scheduled for 5 rounds for the Fierce Fighting Championship Amateur Lightweight title. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 3 wins and 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Agima Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. Hailing from Pleasant Grove, Utah, by way of Lodi, Wisconsin, Tristan McDonald. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also holding an amateur record of 3 wins and 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 154 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of One Hit MMA, hailing from Farmington, Utah, Calvin Taylor.
All right, guys, amateur championship fight, amateur rules, okay? Protect yourself at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. If you do not protect yourself, I will end the fight. Do not hit the back of the head. You guys understand? Touch gloves if you want, back up.
So much anticipation for this vacant amateur strap supported by Vive Radiology. Clear results, convenient access, your health in your hands. Tristan McDonald fitted in blue tape. Calvin Taylor counters in red. Big time shot down the pipe, and now Tristan McDonald closes in distance in the opening exchange of the bout.
Just like what we thought would happen, right?
Straight for a takedown. Look at the strength of Tristan McDonald.
Taylor doing a good job staying on his feet here, though. He's got a big, strong wrestler against him, and fights off the first takedown attempt, starts swinging.
McDonald wrestled at the University of Iowa. He'll score the first one from 2016
takedown.
to 2020.
Huge takedown there. You see him fighting the ankles. He's going to step over. He's going to try to hook both of the legs into that Dagestani mermaid position. Taylor doing a good job fighting back up. McDonald got that underhook. He's got good head positioning here. Taylor's got a pummel inside. He's got to fight that underhook off. He's going for this whizzer here. Trying to push the face off to the other side, and he's going to get taken down for his efforts.
Taylor's got to be careful posting that arm when he falls down. He's going to snap his arm doing that. That's twice now he's done that.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's done it 2 times now. The first time caught my attention as well. That is really dangerous.
Jason absolutely stuck to him right now is Tristan McDonald.
Yeah, Tristan McDonald is all business tonight. You come out with the Iowa wrestling shorts, like Andy said earlier on. He's a problem right now for Calvin Taylor all over him.
McDonald's able to get that second hook in. He's doing a good back right here. Able to break his guy down instead of falling off over the top. Taylor doing a pretty good job here fighting this off. He's trying to get those hooks out. He's got to move a little bit more than what he's moving right now. That's what we want to see right there. He's got to be careful. Those arms don't sink underneath the neck while he's doing it. Gets flattened out. Awful spot for Taylor to be this early on into the fight. They're not sweaty. They're not slippery, right? So he's going to be really stuck to him here.
McDonald got to the quarterfinals at the ADCC Trials in November. Certainly a high-level jiu-jitsu player, a purple belt currently, but not that means a whole lot, Andrew Boquette.
Yeah, no.
Look,
black belts get beat far before that.
Saw a brown belt get choked out earlier.
Right. And how many black belts do you know? I know Sierra, they have a full-on over at your gym, Jason. They have a ton of guys training for ADCC right now.
A ton of guys, yeah.
How many black belts don't even get out of the opening rounds of the trials?
Not very many.
Right, and so for him to be a purple belt, get all the way, it's impressive.
Impressive right now as well. He tries to wrap up the chin. Can he get it?
He might have that. That looks really, really tight.
There's the tap, an absolute buzzsaw. Tristan McDonald, your amateur lightweight champion.
A dominant performance from Tristan McDonald.
Man, I looked it up, Blake, before the fight, and I thought to myself, who beat this kid, right? And the name popped up, of course, Oleg Mikov, one of the most impressive amateurs in the country right now. That may very well have a rematch in the UFC one day.
Tristan McDonald has claimed in the past that he wants to be one of the best in the world. He is an absolute sponge for teaching and garnering information, learning as he goes throughout his MMA career, and he is stepping up every time we see him perform. Now another victory and an amateur belt to go with it. Tristan McDonald, all smiles, and a first-round finish for him. Incredible, Andrew.
Extremely impressive. Just a buzzsaw, right? Right after his guy threw a one right hand, immediately shot in for the takedown, wouldn't relent, kept going, got into his dominant position, and it was just, it's hard to watch almost because I know how miserable it is to be stuck underneath someone like that. You're flattened out, you're getting smashed, and eventually, can't hang out there for too long. He was able to get that choke in and finish it off. I don't know many amateurs that are going to be able to handle that.
We will see what he does next. Tristan McDonald to go 4-1.
Seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, and new undisputed lightweight champion, Tristan McDonald.
Get your mouthpiece out, Tristan. Ladies and gentlemen, here with the winner, Tristan McDonald. Tristan, dominant performance tonight. Was that the game plan to get the takedown and get the submission in this night early?
100%, absolutely. Yep, there was no messing around. It's a title fight. I'm going to be taking more kickboxing matches after this. I can show in those fights how much better my stand-up's gotten. For this, I knew, mad respect to my opponent, Calvin. I knew he was a dog. I wasn't leaving nothing up to grabs. I had to get him down, and we had to put him out right away, first round, 100%.
And you did just that. What's next for you? Where do you go from here? When are we going to see you back defending your belt?
Oh, man, I don't even know. I got to talk to my coaches. But I definitely want to take some kickboxing fights and, just continue to develop that well-roundedness, right? Like, if I want to be the best of the best one day, I have to be well-rounded in every department, 100%. I'm not just going to always bank on my wrestling, right? I definitely want to improve the stand-up, so that's probably the goal. And then we'll probably compete in the ADCC West Coast Trials. Hopefully we can win that and put an end to that, you know what I mean?
I love it. I can't wait to see you back in the cage again. Congratulations on the dominant performance. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner and new Fierce FC lightweight champ, Tristan McDonald.
Come on, check this out. check this out.
Hey Fierce fans, Kimball Davis here with Prime Labs. We are now the official lab testing partner for all of Fierce Fighting Championships fighters. We provide a combat trio for all fighters across the Wasatch Front, as well as if you want to get in the best shape like one of your favorite fighters, we provide many comprehensive blood panels. All you have to do is click on the link or text 385-645-7400.
Whether you're a fighter or just someone that wants to take charge of their own care and looking to address a lack of sleep, fat gain, or even muscle growth, Prime Labs has different panels for all financial situations. So please shoot us a text at 385-645-7400, scan the QR code, or please go to the website and come check us out.
So Tristan McDonald, your new amateur lightweight champion. A little bit more kickboxing in his future, but we do have the submission powered by R&R Barbecue really quickly before we bring out our next pair of pros.
I mean, textbook submission. Got the takedown, flattened him out, got under the neck, and it's over.
Over 100 jiu-jitsu competition wins locally and all across the entire West Coast. Tristan McDonald, again, like we have been saying, an absolute problem as a 155er in Utah. Over to Jackson Hoops we go for our first pro, Sam Gaffney and Jordan Gonzalez.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Prime Labs, the official lab partner of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next two fighters, Jordan Gonzalez and then Sam Gaffney, to the cage.
Well, after 4 years as an amateur, Jordan Gonzalez commences his professional run. Andrew, he's won 3 of his last 4, and over the years has earned the right to be regarded as one of the top bantamweights in Utah.
Yeah, absolutely. Guy is super talented, super good, very fast, right? Always moving. It'll be really, it's always interesting to see how guys handle making that switch from amateur to pro. Obviously, there's a few things that are allowed, twisting leg locks, elbows, knees to the face, stuff like that. But more than anything, it's 5 minutes instead of 3 minutes, right? And that, you know, that's a long time. Now, for bantamweights, not so bad, but we'll see how it goes.
Jordan Gonzalez went 3-1 in 2025. He fought in Utah, Arizona, and Vegas a couple of times. Was actually listed as the #1 amateur bantamweight in Nevada prior to this pro debut tonight. And Jason, his first time back in Utah since January of last year.
I'm happy to see him back. I've always been impressed with this kid. Like Andy said, he's super fast, hence the nickname Speedy Gonzalez. This is going to be a fun fight.
7-3 between 2021 and 2025 as an amateur. He is 5-2 when competing in Salt Lake. He began fighting at 19 years old versus Hector Martinez in September of 2021. Also won an amateur title back in 2023 at Steel Fist over Jacob Banuelos. Comes out of the pit SLC, and very excited to see him alongside Sam Gaffney. Jordan Gonzalez, a fast and snappy jab. We will have to see how he looks in his promotional debut. Just about ready to step inside. On the other side will be Sam Gaffney out of Westminster, Colorado, but quite a pop for the local fighter. First time in the cage in over a year with some new weapons to debut is Sam Gaffney. Jason, a Fierce FC Cup man when his hands aren't wrapped. Now an opportunity to get the pro run off on the right foot.
What is it with the Fierce FC Cutman? We got Cutman Mace next month. We got Sam Gaffney right now. This is an exciting fight. Don't sleep on these Havoc MMA guys out of Westminster, Colorado. They got some killers coming out of that gym. I'm really excited to see this fight.
Yeah, a factory of talent. A gym that opened up 11 months ago. Some bigger names, Brandon Royval, as well as Neil Magny have spent some time in there. But Sam Gaffney, a Fierce FC Cutman, May Sellers as well, both of them absolute aces when it comes to striking.
And I know Joe Howard's been out there training with those guys as well. I mean, this should be a great striking bout, and I say that, and it's probably going to go to the ground in the first 30 seconds.
First time in the cage in over a year for Gaffney. December of 2024, his last amateur appearance, his longest time away from competition since he had his debut. It was due to a shoulder issue that almost needed surgery. Luckily, didn't need it, and now competes once again. Sam Gaffney out of Westminster, Colorado, to make his pro debut. First pair of them tonight. As professionals, Gonzalez is younger by 2 years as each side sees eye to eye in this one. No issues on the scale for the bantamweights as the professional stint starts for both. To get it off the ground, we've got Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the professional bantamweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, making his professional debut. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of the Pit SLC, hailing from Midvale, Utah, by way of Columbus, Ohio, and Michoacan, Mexico, Jordan Speedy Gonzalez. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also making his professional debut. He also stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, but weighed in at 134 pounds. Fighting out of Havoc MMA, hailing from Aurora, Colorado, Sam the Hidden One Gaffney. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Dave Seljestad.
Prime Labs, the official lab partner of Fierce FC, powers this pro matchup at 135. Jordan Gonzalez's promotional debut in black. Sam Gaffney steps in white. You can already tell the calculated striking by both in their skill sets, Jason.
Yeah, Jordan looks crisp. He's staying in the pocket, throwing sharp strikes down the middle.
Gaffney mentioned he was excited to use those new pro tools, the elbows, the knees, but also sharpening his striking overall over the past year plus.
Beautiful shot. Really, really nice timing on that by Gaffney. Straight inside to the hips, right to the mat. See if he can scoop those legs or if he can progress his position a little bit here. Gonzalez does a good job to get himself up against the cage for a stand-up. Doing a great job of fighting that hand. See if he can turn towards him. Get that left arm underneath for an underhook potentially. Good knee there from Gonzalez. Gaffney doing a good job keeping his fighter pressed up against the cage, using excellent head control. But there you see Gonzalez fighting back for head control. Gets double underhooks for his effort. See if he can get Gaffney back to the mat.
Gaffney has struggled with pressure-filled wrestlers in the past, although he was the one that did score that first takedown just moments ago. Gonzalez now trying to get under the hips.
You can hear Gaffney's corner saying elbows.
Big swing and a miss for Sam Gaffney. Jordan Gonzalez able to disrupt the motion.
Another really well-timed shot, man. Those are
right on the beautiful timing.
So good. So quick, too, man. Just beautiful, full-on commitment shot right to the mat. Finds himself back in the same position. Gonzalez uses the fence really well there to stand up. Gaffney's got that underhook inside head position here. See if he can land some strikes, hold this guy up against the cage. Gonzalez doing a good job of not letting his head get pressed up against the cage by Gaffney's forehead. Gonzalez turns and faces him.
First time for Sam Gaffney fighting outside of his home state. A spinning elbow to go with it. Just past the halfway point of round number 1 between these two.
Somewhere Joel Haro is smiling.
Quick collision between the two, but Sam Gaffney closes quarters once again.
I think this is a wise game plan here from Gaffney. Even if he doesn't get the takedown because he's so explosive, even if he can't hold the takedown, because he's so explosive, Gonzalez now has to be worried about this the whole time.
Yeah, it's going to make him hesitate a little bit when he starts throwing some of those strikes.
Exactly.
Couple of knees up towards the dome for Sam Gaffney scored.
Looked like Gonzalez might be working towards a Kimura there, but instead he's going to fight 2-on-1 on that hand. Maybe try to use that, pin it down, and then swim out. Gaffney doing a good job on that wrist ride on the backhand side, closest to the fence. Doing a really good job of keeping that nice and tight. Man, he is really riding that wrist hard there.
Strong pressure muting the offense of Gonzalez. Just under 70 ticks to go, round 1.
Good knee there by Gaffney. He still has that arm locked up. This is a rough spot to be in because he hasn't been able to break that pressure. What Gonzalez could do is try to pull his, not anymore, I was going to say he could try to pull his knee up, but it's actually the backside hand that's keeping that locked down. It's a rough, really rough spot to be in. Gaffney must be so strong to be able to hold Gonzalez like that, and Gonzalez is finally able to break free.
Gaffney able to land some damage inside there.
Yeah, that was a nice knee that came up there while they were clinched up.
More pressure by the Colorado fighter, and knee lands for Jordan Gonzalez. Back and forth between the two inside the phone booth now.
Really grueling pace that Gaffney is setting on Gonzalez here.
Yeah, his corner was telling him pressure. They want him to push Gonzalez up against the fence. They're not letting Gonzalez get anything off.
Gonzalez with 4 KO or TKOs as an amateur between 2021 and 2025. Certainly a strong striker, but a deciding edge leans towards Sam Gaffney after 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would say Sam Gaffney took that first round, dominant control, had him up against the fence the whole time, landed some strikes. Smart game plan, too. He's not letting Gonzalez use that speed. As soon as Gonzalez goes to throw a punch, Gaffney's right in there pressing him up against the cage.
Gonzalez doesn't look any worse for the wear for his efforts, though. Not really breathing very hard.
Not a lot of damage either on the profile.
No, I don't think so. Just more frustrating than anything, getting held there against the cage. I would like to see, really more circling this round out of Gonzalez, more utilization of the jab to circle out to the right, not letting Gaffney back him up against the cage is going to really pay dividends here. As far as Gaffney's concerned, you got to be thinking, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on it earlier in that first round. Him shooting for those takedowns off of the punches from Gonzalez, it may have Gonzalez a little confused and hesitating a little bit.
Yeah. Question will also be the pace. We're talking about elevation versus elevation here. Westminster, Colorado, 5,300 feet. As for SLC, 4,300. So Gaffney comes down about 1,000 feet. To round 2 we go.
Yeah, one of the few places that enjoys an elevation advantage over us here in Salt Lake.
And Gaffney kind of has an awkward style where it looks like he wants to strike, and then he shoots for the takedown.
Stinging leg kick moments ago by Gaffney, now one to the inside.
A little more telegraphed attempt on that one, but still able to get Gonzalez up against the cage.
Right now it's Gaffney implementing his game plan, it seems like.
A strong start for the fighter out of Colorado. Jordan Gonzalez trying to separate and put together any offense he can, but right now it's looking like more of the same as Gaffney scores the takedown.
Gaffney's finally able to get Gonzalez grounded with some level of control here. Gonzalez doing a really good job of controlling that bottom side arm and getting that knee shield in. Here he is creating space again. Gaffney trying to smother Gonzalez as he attempts to scoot back to the cage to stand himself back up. shut down at least momentarily this time by Gaffney.
Sorry about the audible from the audience behind us there.
A grueling pace by Gaffney keeps him in control of this fight. Gonzalez now able to reverse position Gaffney up against the cage.
Be interesting to see if Gonzalez can get some control time here.
Mixed in a takedown last time he competed. His final fight as an amateur. His last 3 fights have ended in the second round, talking about Jordan Gonzalez.
Gaffney just showing the strength. It seems like Gaffney has a little bit of a slight strength advantage.
Gonzalez, the heavier fighter last night on the plate by 2 pounds. Interested to see what they both look like in terms of weight distribution in this one. Halfway point round 2. Strong strike by Gonzalez, followed up by Gaffney connecting on the chin.
And I'd really like to see a little bit more volume here out of Gonzalez.
Another beautiful overhand right scores for Gaffney.
That overhand right from Gaffney is landing every single time. That's his best shot of the night.
Jordan Gonzalez with some disciplined, tight striking. Gaffney just not giving him many openings.
A little fire and return action as Gaffney lands another overhand right, and Gonzalez returns immediately with his right hand of his own.
A lot of output, and Gaffney just got caught right there from Gonzalez. Pace is slowed down a little bit.
There's still pop on the shots, however, they're just so much more calculated in terms of the distribution of the strikes when they're not grappling, Andrew.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you kind of got to be, right? You're getting into this third round territory. Both guys new to the pro scene, so got to pace yourself out a little bit, because if you gas, you'll lose. Doesn't matter how far ahead you are on the scorecards. Fatigue makes cowards of us all, and no matter how good of a fighter you are, if you're too tired to fight back, you're gonna take the L.
Back to the clinch, a couple of knees traded. Dave Selyusted separates the two. Back to the center of the cage we go. Speedy leg kicks traded back and forth between the two. Big time clap to the body to close out round number 2 for Sam Gaffney. We will have to see what the third and final entails.
Yeah, slight advantage. I think Gaffney's up 2 rounds to none.
Yeah, I got to agree. Gaffney is he's been looking good. I'm interested to see here in the corner now how fatigued he's looking.
Yeah, I was going to say Gonzalez started to have a little bit more success in the last 2 minutes of that second round. He started to connect a little bit, landed some leg shots, had a nice heavy leg kick towards the end, and then you saw a thudding body kick by Gaffney to end the round.
I think it's fair to say, in terms of the stand-up, they're basically stalemated.
Yeah, I would agree. The same sequence happened like 3 times in a row, where Gaffney would throw and land an overhand right, and then Gonzalez would immediately answer with a right hand of his own, just tit for tat over and over and over again. The advantage here is definitely when Gaffney starts to push the issue as far as the grappling is concerned. The question is, all of his takedown attempts really have been very explosive. We're now in the third round. Is he going to have the ability to get Gonzalez down to the mat like that?
And if he does press Gonzalez up against the cage, Gonzalez is going to have to figure out a way to get off of the cage. at least keep the fight at distance, in my opinion, to have a chance to win this. I feel like he's going to need a knockout or a submission.
I agree. I think he's down 2. You're thinking he's down 2-0?
I think he's down 2-0.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I do think he had a lot of success ending that second round. Probably built up his confidence a little bit.
Yes, most definitely. Gonzalez with another good body kick. He's been landing that all night. Both fighters, really.
Now, the midsection has certainly been a popular target on both sides of the cage in this one. Ripping outside leg kick scores for Gonzalez.
Yeah, and there is some little bit of swelling, I think, on that front leg of Gaffney. Might be too little too late. I don't know. Maybe if he puts his foot on the gas here. Another beautiful body kick there by Gonzalez. Gonzalez is clean, man.
Striking has always been so concise as Gaffney now grapples once again. A nice knee up straight to the dome for Jordan Gonzalez.
That was a nice explosive shot from Gaffney, but he wasn't able to get Manny, and Gonzalez is going to get right off the cage here, it looks like. We'll see if Gaffney's able to pin him up. At least temporarily he does. And Gonzalez escapes. Boys, I'll tell you, when you go for a takedown like that and you don't get it for whatever reason, it is so much more exhausting than when you do.
Gonzalez, another steady leg kick lands. He's had a few of those here in round number 3, Jason.
Yeah, Gonzalez is going to watch this fight back and watch this last round and a half. Well, we'll see how the next 3 minutes goes before I speak about that. Don't want to speak too soon, but he's looked very impressive the last 3 to 4 minutes of this fight.
And Gaffney not quite enough explosion to get inside of the hips of Gonzalez, who's just a little too fast on the draw this time. I'd love to see Gonzalez get that jab in Gaffney's face and start hitting with that push kick and that roundhouse kick to the leg. He's had good success with those kicks as Gaffney tries to go high with a kick of his own.
Back to the body for both of these guys. Gaffney ducks under for another.
They sort of clash in the middle there as Gaffney gets a hold of a single leg. Gonzalez doing a good job trying to stop it, covering the head, pushing it down.
Coming into this fight, it seemed like striker versus striker. Not a lot of grappling seen in the past by Sam Gaffney, but this is a new shade of his game that seems to have absolutely blossomed in his time away from the cage. Again, his first fight since December of 2024 looks good on him right now.
Yes, it does. He's looking great.
A nice elbow right there by Gonzalez.
Head position, a trip is there, but Jordan Gonzalez wants to chase the back.
That was a nice little hip toss.
Jordan landed right on his head, too.
Yes, he did. Gaffney ends up on top in the guard. This could be all she wrote as we have a little less than 90 seconds left in the round.
Yeah, and Gaffney's shown once he gets in this position is that top pressure.
As amateurs, Jordan Gonzalez was 2-2 when going to the decision. Sam Gaffney was 2-1. He won his last 2 amateur bouts by the scorecards, but we'll see what happens over the next 65 seconds.
That's tight. That's going to be tight if he can get that foot behind his knee and get it down. He needs to grab his foot and pull it behind his knee.
Gaffney's got that left elbow out. Looks like he's clear from any submission threat at the moment.
Oh, yep, I think, yeah, you are right about that. Yep.
Tough angle to pull anything off, but Jordan Gonzalez might need to piece something together in order to come away with this victory in the pro debut. Gaffney's head is out of the sand trap.
That seemed interesting because the elbow was far out enough that it shouldn't have really been threatening, but he was almost like stuck in that position. Gonzalez is going to go for broke here.
He has to.
Yeah, and Gaffney's body tells me he's tired. We'll see.
Nice elbow lands for Sam Gaffney. An absolute firefight to close this one out between 2 bantamweights.
Gonzalez with a shot of his own, see if he can get his fighter to the mat. Unable to get that single leg there. Chases the back. Ends in a decent position.
I want to see another round.
Surely, let's go 2 more.
So a solid pro debut showing by both Sam Gaffney and Jordan Gonzalez. We'll see what the Athletic Commission has to say as we tally up 10s and 9s. Going to be close, but like you guys mentioned going into round 3, Sam Gaffney seemed to be the guy in front.
Yeah, I thought Sam Gaffney was up 2-0 going into that third round. And Gonzalez started to show some better moments into the second and into the first half of that third round, but
they both fought well. I got to give the edge to Gaffney there. But good fight on both of these guys, man. And we got the cut man helping the cut man in there. You love to see it.
Jordan Gonzalez over alongside his coach, Ramsey Nijum. Again, a long, storied amateur career that was so successful. We'll see what the scorecards say, but certainly a bright future for this guy out of Salt Lake City, win or lose. Again, like you just mentioned moments ago, Andrew, Sam Gaffney, Mace Sellers, that man who you see the back of, will be headlining here at the Masonic Temple in just a couple of weeks. Back over to Jordan Gonzalez, who's still trying to get that sweatshirt on. Jordan Speedy Gonzalez, and when we look at the way in which he strikes, it is blinding speed that he can get his weapons to the target, Andrew.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Super quick, very fast, moved well, very controlled striking, good defense, excellent kicks. Unfortunately, he just didn't really have an answer for being pinned against the cage. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't like he got beat up there. He just got held there a little too much, I think, to come out on top. But, I mean, you never know. We talked about it earlier. It's a hard sport to judge. So we will see.
Gaffney just motioned over to his fiance who travels out from Colorado to come see him fight live here. They are getting married later this year. Congratulations to both of them. Dave Selyustad over to the center of the R&R barbecue cage. So is Jackson Hoops. Let's kick it to him.
Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Sam the Hidden One Gaffney.
Sam, you got your mouthpiece out, man? All right, let's start. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here with your winner, Sam. Impressive pro debut, from cut man to pro debut. How you feeling tonight?
Great. When we were talking to Zach about this fight, I was saying it was about time I stopped helping people in this cage and started hurting them a little bit.
So that was an impressive performance. We talked about it on the broadcast. We thought we were going to see a little bit more stand-up. Was that the game plan, to use your wrestling and press him up against the fence like that?
Absolutely. I've actually trained with Jordan before. He's a hell of a fighter, even a better human being. And we knew that striking was going to be his best route to winning this fight, so we knew we had to implement the grappling to a certain degree.
So what's next for you?
Hey, I'd like to get back in this cage as soon as possible, whether that's as a cut man or as a fighter again. I love Fierce. I love you guys, Zach, Blake, everyone here. Y'all make this amazing and definitely worth being a part of. So I just love to be back in here in general.
Well, congratulations on your pro debut. And once again, congratulations.
Hey, one last thing. I cannot thank my team enough. Carlos Valadez, Alex Gregory, everyone at Havoc MMA watching at home, my parents, can't thank them enough for flying out here. My beautiful fiance, Mandy, I get to marry the love of my life in June. She is my absolute rock, and I could not do this without her. But just thank you guys for everything. Utah, y'all are awesome. Appreciate y'all coming out. Thank you.
Sam Gaffney.
Jay's Tire Pros proudly serves the Bountiful community, a family-owned local business for nearly 30 years. Still serving Davis County with pride, Jay's Tire Pros has been your neighborhood experts in tires, wheels, auto repair, and brake service for almost 3 decades. At Jay's, customer service always comes first. Our expert team helps you find the perfect tires for your car, truck, or SUV and gets you back on the road fast. We also handle everything under the hood: oil changes, brakes, alignments, shocks, struts, and transmission services, all at competitive prices. Whether you drive foreign or domestic, you can count on Jay's Tire Pros for honest work, reliable service, and the best care in Davis County. Jay's Tire Pros, proudly serving our community for nearly 30 years and keeping Davis County moving safely and smoothly.
Your brand, on the move, wherever life takes you. Seen in the rush of adrenaline, in the freedom of the ride, in the heights of adventure, and the thrill of new perspectives. No limits, no borders, just your brand reaching new heights. Wherever the journey takes you, your business deserves to be seen. JC Pro Design. Wherever you go, make it visible.
So Sam Gaffney gets the job done on the judges' scorecards. London Thomas, Ricky Mamone is next at 145 pounds.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Rockwell Watches, the official watch and sunglasses of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next two fighters, London Thomas and then Ricky Mamone, to the cage.
All right, a fast return to action for London Thomas. Jason, he has goals to compete 7 times inside of a year. His third walk in 5 months commences right now.
Yeah, he's got a tough task tonight when he's going to step in the cage against Ricky Mamone. He's 0-2. We'll see if he can turn that losing record into a winning record tonight. But once again, tough task for London Thomas.
You see Jacob Baird there, a familiar foe of Ricky Mamone in a kickboxing bout last May. They competed on opposite wrestling teams in Nevada growing up, and they were teammates on national tournaments and national teams representing the state, which got them really close. Jacob told me that he was happy to help him and corner him tonight as he makes the trek up from Pojada in Las Vegas. London Thomas did miss weight last night, 5.5 pounds. We'll see if there is a size advantage on his end in there tonight.
I don't think it's going to matter to Ricky Mamone.
Comes at you with so much pressure, a 3-time All-American wrestler, also a 3-2 amateur record from 2018 to 2022. So been at this for a very long time.
Yeah, he's no slouch. The guy's got experience. He's going to bring it. He's going to need everything in the kitchen sink for Ricky Mamone tonight.
Inside is London Thomas with 5 wins as an amateur. Ricky Mamone has Always an appetizer before fight time for that man, Ricky Mamone. Jason, there was always discourse as to who is up next out of Utah. Ricky has been a safe bet since we met him nearly 3 years ago.
He's been one of the top prospects in Utah for a few years now. We've been talking about him. He's got great striking, bombs in his hands, left and right hand, and he's got the wrestling background to boot.
Mamone well equipped in any area of the MMA disciplines, but his top tier striking is the thing that has risen his stock over the years. Does have a wrestling base from back in the day, but this kid's been competing since he was young.
I love watching this guy train on social media. Give this guy a follow. He's always training. But yeah, I mean, this guy comes in to finish fights. That's what I love about him. And like I said, when you're talking about top prospects in Utah, Ricky Mamone has got to be at the top of the list.
Yeah, an 80% finish rate as an amateur, all by KO or TKO. Absolute bombs in his hands. Big thank you to R&R Barbecue for sponsoring this tale of the tape. Mamone just turned 22 a few weeks back. He is 5'6", as is his opposition, London Thomas. Thomas did miss weight by a substantial mark at 151.5 as the two parties target a first pro win. Over to Hopes we go to get it off the ground.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the professional featherweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding a professional record of 0 wins and 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in above the contracted weight at 151 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Pojada Training Center, hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada, London, the Ghost Thomas. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his professional debut. He also stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in at 144 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Iron Monster Factory, hailing from Panaiva, Hawaii, Ricky Paniolo Mamone. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Tyler Tomlinson.
Fight 9 of the night, fueled by Rockwell, designers of the official Champions Watch of Fierce FC. London Thomas dons the black. Ricky Mamone returns fire in red.
Man, London Thomas is built like a fire hydrant.
Yeah, and Ricky Mamone looks in phenomenal shape. Oh, flying knee from Ricky Mamone.
I was just going to say, man, don't blink.
Quick with it and connected cleanly as well. Straight into the wrestling for the 3-time All-American London Thomas.
This is a wise decision from London
Very
Thomas.
wise.
And that knee absolutely dinked on the chin, Jason.
That connected. I think he knew that shot was coming.
I mean, if you're fighting an All-American, it's pretty good bet, right? This is how you need to fight. Honestly, both Mamone brothers, this is how you need to fight them both. I think Camuela a little less explosive than his brother, but just as technical, and you do not want to get into a stand-up battle with either of these kids.
And are we going to see that weight advantage for Thomas? Nope.
On top to switch the tides is Ricky Mamone.
That was extremely impressive for him to get that takedown against an All-American like that.
Debuts a short elbow as well for the Hawaiian fighter, 1 minute into round number 1.
They are right in front of us right now, and I think we're going to see some elbows here out of Ricky. There they are.
Back up to the feet. Mamone punishes for London, staying on his back.
Hard punch lands for Ricky.
A couple of vicious rips from the top from Ricky Mamone.
London's got to try to get up here. He can't just lay here and let Ricky just throw these bombs. He's too fast.
Another big one there. Thomas wants an up kick.
Yeah, that was close. Thomas doing a good job of defending himself from this position, but those first 2 that hit him were hard shots.
Thomas has got to respect that knee.
It's a tough ask because Thomas has got to get in to grab him, but getting there is the wood chipper, right?
Nice inside kick as Mamone lands a few more hammers.
Dude, the way that he goes up top and then goes to the body is I've literally never seen a local guy do it like that. It's insane.
He's like a Hawaiian Mike Tyson. He just goes out there to just end people.
I was telling my wife just that literally earlier this week.
I mean, the way he throws those the body, the head.
It's so nasty. And it's so beautiful.
And he's well-rounded.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a one-trick pony that he's just going out to knock you out. The kid can wrestle.
London Thomas hanging tough, though, man.
A little low there.
You know, London Thomas has been hit with a few hard shots, but no quitting him.
No quitting him at all.
His right eye is pretty shown some decent swelling and bruising there, but he's still very much in this fight. You know, I remember the first time I watched Ricky Mamone fight, I think he was still in high school. We were fighting at the Maverick Center.
Yes.
Yeah, he was in high school,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
And here we go. We have R&R replay here. Hard angle to see, but I'm going to trust London Thomas when he says it was a little low. Ricky doesn't seem to be protesting too much. I was going to say he was in high school. He's fighting my teammate. I was also fighting
Malachi, correct?
Malachi.
Yep.
And he about killed Malachi in the first 35 seconds of the fight. And Malachi, very good grappler, ended up getting a triangle choke. And I remember talking to him afterwards, and I was like, never, ever fight that kid again.
That's been the only loss inside of the cage for Ricky Mamone. Again, 5-1 as an amateur. Started off the career at just 19 years of age. He was still in high school when he took that fight, and now the pro debut right now. In regards to London Thomas, we talked about his durability. He went to the decision in all 5 of his amateur fights, has been finished in his first 2 as a pro. Back to the action we go. Tyler Tomlinson minds his P's and Q's, the veteran official here in Utah. Mamone braces for the takedown attempt from Thomas.
A little too telegraphed there. Needs to set that up a little better, not shoot from so far away. I'm not telling the Yellow American anything he doesn't know, though.
And Ricky was giving up almost 6 pounds. I mean, how much more weight is Ricky given night of the fight?
It's a good question.
7-pound separation on the plate last night. 144.5 for Mamone, 151.5 for London Thomas.
Which could very well be around 12 pounds today.
Yeah, easily. Easy. Ricky's so explosive.
Let's see if Ricky can get any of that striking going out here on the outside of the cage.
Mamone searches for that shot.
It's so tense because they're at any moment, man.
Masonic Temple are Mamone fans as well. Big time oohs and ahs under 50 seconds to go in the first frame.
I don't know how you can not be. Oh, and a spinning elbow by London Thomas there. And Thomas comes in again with an elbow.
Cool and composed is the fighter out of Las Vegas.
And Ricky doesn't blink.
London Thomas has taken some big-time shots from Ricky Mamone. Now on top is the Hawaiian.
Man, Ricky has just got so much momentum when he comes forward. London actually landed a pretty good body kick there, and Ricky just bulldozed him over.
Kid's a freight train.
Nice, very, very nice. Get that underhook, wrestle up to the single leg here.
In under the hips, punished by an elbow by Mamone, but London Thomas goes back to his base. First 5 minutes in the can, Ricky Mamone looks just as good as he did as an amateur.
Impressive in his pro debut. London Thomas taking a minute to get up there. Looked like he cut over his left eye.
He's shaking his head.
I think he got cut.
He's not even getting up.
Yeah, he's not getting up.
I think this Tyler Tomlinson's talking to him over in the corner.
That's
he
not good.
He might be saying he wants nothing to do with this. He wants to get out of here.
I think he's done.
Tyler's asking him, can you fight?
He's calling it. It's
it
over.
off. There it is.
That is it. Tyler Tomlinson calls this one off. A retirement on the side of London Thomas, and Ricky Mamone's pro debut is successful.
I know a little anticlimactic for Ricky, not the way he wants to win. even though it's 100% a legitimate win, I mean, he made the guy quit, then it is what it is. But Ricky wants a spectacular knockout. We all know that. You know, I have to question when you come in, and nothing against London Thomas, but he's been a wrestler his whole life. When you come in, Blake, and you're 5.5, 6.5 pounds overweight, to me, that's a big weight miss. And I have to ask, how bad do you really want to fight?
Very curious as to what the actualities are for London Thomas. But it seems as though it'll be a retirement on the stool for him. And it'll be 0-3 the record. Ricky Mamone will move to 1-0 as a pro. Just hearing from Jason Laporte that it is a retirement from London Thomas. Andrew, you got the word for word. What did Jason say?
Jason told me that he said that he was too tired to continue.
All right, with that, we've got everything ready to go. Put pen to paper with Hoops.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at the end of the first round, declaring the winner by TKO due to a retirement on the stool, Ricky Paniolo Mamone.
Ladies and gentlemen, here with the winner, Ricky Mamone. Ricky, long-awaited pro debut. You're talked about as being one of the top prospects in Utah, and you showed why tonight. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. You know, it's good to be back. I'm just grateful for Zach and the Fierce community for just giving me the opportunity.
So where do you go from here? What's next?
You know, stay healthy. We want to be busy as busy as possible in 2026. You know, grow our record.
Well, it's always an honor calling your fights, man. Very impressive performance. Yes, you sure can.
And it's like a big shout out to everybody that came, to my sponsors, Condition Supplements, Speed Performance Training, Ola Peptides, The Dojo, Farmington High School Wrestling, Hawaii Hale, ProTech. Hey, big mahalo for all you guys coming out. Thank you.
Give it up for your winner, Ricky Mamone. She's been on a tear. Her striking has looked good. She's got knockout power.
We will have to see what he does in 2026.
What a great train. Man, and he is on fire. Look at him.
We'll be back in February.
Write this kid's name down. He performed beautifully tonight.
Wow. It's the Masonic Temple to pop. Norby Ortiz capitalizes on his Masonic Temple debut.
The crowd is going crazy.
So hopefully more to come of Ricky Mamone in the near future. Owen Robinette, Teague Vigil are next.
Our co-main event of the evening is brought to you by Jay's Tire Pros, the official tire of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next two fighters, Owen Robinette and then Teague Vigil, to the cage.
Back-to-back big spots at Fierce for Owen Robinette. Andrew, he came up short in December, but as always, a rapid return to the cage for the Idaho talent.
Gotta love it, right? Get back on the horse, get back in here and try your luck. And, man, he's got a good test in front of him tonight.
But, Jason, the fits that he gave a high-level guy like Joel Haro last month proves the professional-level skill set.
Yeah, I mean, he was throwing up some submissions. He got a takedown in the beginning of the fight, and he was threatening Joel there early on in that fight.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Joel's our hometown guy.
Yeah.
We all love Joel, right? Like, let's not pretend. I thought Owen was coming in to get his butt kicked.
he came
put
to
up
fight.
a good fight, dude.
Such a swarming style at 6'1".
Threw a spinning back fist, threw up a triangle choke, had a rear naked choke there for a second.
I remember watching it and I was like, this guy's giving a little more resistance than I thought we were going to get. So this will be good.
Well, with his momentum swelling with each win, Teague Vigil has been a man on a mission over the past few years. 3 straight all in the first round. A once 0-4 pro prospect has flipped the script on his MMA career. Tonight, he looks for one more to wipe the slate clean. Back at it quick is the fast finisher, Teague Vigil Jason. He has turned this career on its head, winning 3 straight, all inside of 5 minutes.
Teague Vigil, one of my favorite fighters, started his career 0-4, as you touched on earlier, rattled off 3 wins. And that's not it's not like he got worked in those 4 losses. He was in every one of those fights and had chances to win in every one of those fights. Love watching Teague Vigil fights. He always brings it. Well-rounded, striking, wrestling, submissions under his belt. I love to see him turning his career around.
Yeah, and Andrew, he's been perfect at featherweight, winning his last 3 in a row. Previously a bantamweight earlier on in his career, but he says that he wants to make a run at this thing. It seems like a viable option now.
No, definitely. Look, who doesn't love a good comeback story, right?
I love it.
Going 0-4 and then now going 3-0 is so cool. And I think more than anything what it was, he was kind of jumping around from gym to gym for a little bit, spent a little time with us over at Elite Performance, moved around, was training with his dad. His dad, I believe, was a pretty high-level karate guy for a long time. And Teague came up doing that karate, eventually made his way over to One Hit MMA, and I think that gym is a better fit for what his base was as a karateka at the beginning of his career, right? Aldo has very much that very, slick kickboxing style that he imposes onto his guys, and I think that's done Teague a lot of favors.
Co-main event for a couple of featherweights. Half a decade senior is Teague Vigil, who is also the substantially shorter fighter in there. Robinette Towers at 6'1". A couple of pros on the plate last night. Vigil wants to get that record to 500. Robinette looks to one-up it. Couple of consistent guys to bring them in is Jay.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the professional featherweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding a professional record of 4 wins and 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and weighed in at 145 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Trevor Prangley's, a.k.a. hailing from Hayden, Idaho, Owen Robinette. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding a professional record of 3 wins and 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of the Vigilante Academy and One Hit MMA, hailing from Roy, Utah, Teague the Vigilante Vigil. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Dave Selyestead.
2 guys who can't get enough of competing for these Fierce fans. We certainly appreciate it, as does Jay's Tire Pros, the official tire of Fierce FC. Owen Robinette challenges in white, Teague Vigil geared in black.
You know, should also be said, these guys are both 2 of the nicest guys you'll ever meet also. You're not going to see much of that right now. Oh, my goodness.
Big time blow by Owen Robinette, now wraps up the choke.
That was a huge right hand that he landed there on Teague. And Teague's in trouble here. He's got to get his head out of this position.
Here's the thing with Teague is we've seen him in these positions before, and he fights back. Nice elbow by Robinette.
What a start by Owen Robinette. Teague Vigil able to escape the mayhem. Lunges
Teague
forward on the
right
inside, a combination to the lower section as well.
And Teague is actually bleeding from the back of his head.
Interesting.
I wonder if he hit the cage when he fell back. You see that, Jason?
Yeah, I do.
Man, that right hand again.
It's the length of Robinette.
Yep. And you do not want to get hit at the very end of those shots when they have their full distance to travel. Super dangerous. And Teague, like the caveman that he is, just drags Robinette down to the mat.
And this is where he gets people down on the ground, and he usually bullies them because he's just so strong. But Robinette, no slouch down here. We saw that with Joe Haro.
Yeah.
He's going to throw some submissions up from here.
He's got a slick guard game for sure, and he's going to be looking to show it.
A wrestler versus submission artist game plan here between the two. Robinette so comfortable off of his back.
And that blood starting to leak onto the face of Teague. It almost looked like Teague just threw a headbutt.
It did. He's throwing an elbow down.
Is that what it is?
It's an elbow, but it looks like he's coming down with so much force.
Very similar motion to the one that got him the victory in November when he main evented alongside Leon Taylor here at the Masonic Temple.
Teague just looks strong.
He does. I remember I was saying when he got that Americana in one of it, I think it was 2 or 3 fights ago. Dude, it wasn't even like good technique. He just grabbed the guy's arm and just ripped it off of his body. I was like, oh, okay, so he's pretty strong then, yeah?
He has such isolated strength. I actually talked to his opponent after that fight, and he said, I've never felt someone with that type of strength in my entire life, not to mention a guy similar to his size.
Yeah, certainly a physical specimen. No doubt about that.
Robinette's not talking in this fight. Him and Joel were talking when they were down there in the last fight.
Well, Joel's just such a nice guy. You want to talk to him.
They're both nice guys. They're all, yeah.
I wonder if Robinette is going to be looking for an armbar triangle here. There it is.
Robinette throws one up. Vigil immediately begins to posture.
Maybe in position to go for a scissor sweep of some sort here. Goes back to the closed guard.
More strikes from inside the guard for Teague. Vigil scored.
Robinette has head and arm choke here from the bottom. Potentially could be setting that up, maybe taking the back instead. I know you guys think I'm crazy for calling the head and arm choke from the closed guard. I'll watch Jeremy Horn do it to Chuck
I've
Liddell.
seen it happen
Choked him
before.
Unconscious.
Andrew Mickelson has done it in the Fierce Cage in the past.
Blake with the facts.
That's why they pay him the big bucks.
Just right off the rip, too.
There's another one I can't wait to see get back in this cage. The ever handsome Andrew Mickelson.
Up to the feet for Teague. Vigil. Robinette will follow. 1:15 to go, round one.
All right, Teague's got to be aware of that right hand. There, man, over and over again.
More strikes from the inside. Vigil ripped one upstairs, but it finds Owen Robinette on the back.
Robinette's doing a really good job of striking at range, and then when Teague comes into his range to land his shots, he's just clinching immediately.
Big dig to the body for Teague. Vigil scores.
Teague has that like a hematoma on his back. He had that on his last fight, too.
Teague has taken some big, deep breaths here. Man, and everything he throws is so hard.
If I'm Robinette, I'm keeping this fight at distance because he seems like he has an advantage with that length.
It does, and Teague is huffing and puffing here.
Stiff leg kick lands for Teague. Vigil as well.
Yeah, what are we seeing there on his back?
It's like I don't know. He had it in his last fight, too.
Got him on the chin there. Teague. Vigil continues to swing big.
He's so strong.
Man, they say head throws don't work. Nobody told Teague Vigil, right? That is 2 for 2 so far.
So to answer the question, it is some sort of growth, but it isn't hindering him in any way. He's been to doctors about it. And so the Pete Suazo Utah Athletic Commission says that he is clear to compete. So do doctors. He will get it taken out at some point. But for right now, we continue on with minutes 5 through 10 in a matter of moments.
This is going to be a very interesting round to score because Robinette had Teague hurt in that round. Even though Teague was on top, I don't think he did a lot of damage. He did land a couple big elbows in there, but Robinette had a lot of success striking on the feet, so very, very tough round to score.
I got to give it to Robinette here sitting on the stool. You see him. I think that those shots hurt Teague. I mean, right off the bat, he was hurt. We see him bleeding from the back of his head. Robinette looks like he's cool and composed, man, ready to come out here and do it again. I want to see Teague Vigil as the cameraman pans over to him in the red corner.
Doc's talking to Dave Selliot about something on Teague, and I think it might be his shoulder, which
No, it's the back. I think it's the
Is
back
it the back of the head?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there. Now Dave's going back to look. Okay. Dave's talking to Cutman Mace right now.
I wonder how he got cut, maybe running into the cage, but the cage isn't rough like that, so I don't know.
Maybe you had like a zit or something that popped on there and cut it open a little bit.
Potentially. I mean, Teague won't care.
Look at they're smiling at each other. I like it. There we go. There's a little interaction from the two fighters.
Such a fun matchup between these two at 145 pounds. Zeke Latu, Jerome Hatch in just a little bit at heavyweight. Should be a big one in the main event. For now, we switch our focus back over to round number 2. Quick collide between them. And a phone booth exchange as Teague Vigil wants it all.
Teague is an animal. My goodness, look at this.
And Robinette is throwing back.
Yes, he is. And Teague rips him down to the mat again.
Up to the top, Teague Vigil wants to even out that record to 4-4, now in side control early on, round number 2.
He's isolating that arm.
Yeah, and Robinette now leaking.
Robinette does not want to give up that arm because Teague will snatch that thing.
Yeah, 1,000. He's looking for it. He's hunting it right now. Robinette is wise to it. You can see him keeping his arm in the right position. He's got to really, really make sure that. Yeah, there it is. There we go. There's the underhook he was looking for.
Vigil with 1 win by submission. Robinette been submitted 3 times in his career, most recently 6 weeks ago here at the Masonic Temple opposite Joel Haro.
Robinette tried to use the underhook to get up, didn't have enough space, but made just enough that he could get himself back into half guard. Good jiu-jitsu there.
Beautiful. The pressure from Teague.
Robinette employing the lockdown now from half. See if he gets on his hip and starts attempting some electric chair sweeps.
I like that sweep.
I do. It's my favorite move. See him elevating the hips there. Let's go the lockdown. Gets a knee shield in. Teague doing a good job of landing some ground and pound here. Nothing significant, but just enough.
Vigil, some more vicious elbows, unrelenting from the top. Starts to bloody and bruise the man on bottom, Owen Robinette.
He's elbowing that thigh, and I will tell you that definitely hurts.
And Robinette is a dog. He's just marching forward.
Both of them, man.
Swinging overhand right. Vigil gets another trip.
Maybe fatigue starting to set in a little bit here.
Yeah, I think so.
Robinette has not gone to a decision since April of 2023 when he was an amateur. Vigil now right up against Corey Vigil, as well as Dietrich Jessup.
And Robinette hanging tough as we see the beautiful crimson paint across his face. Got a lot of dog in him, though. He won't be giving up anytime soon.
No.
Head and arm squeeze starts to commence. Vigil able
now,
to pass over.
This is not a good spot to be with Teague Vigil,
problem.
man. That is tight, and he is going to squeeze for his life. Now, the question is, if he doesn't have it, he could squeeze himself out because
that is true.
He is a horsepower guy here. I'm not going to say he doesn't have technique, but this is going to be tight. The shoulder looks a little bit too high to be getting that choke, but we'll see if he can adjust.
He just adjusted his head up just a slight bit, so I think he's got a little bit of room to breathe there.
I want to see Teague drop his right shoulder down a little bit more, and he's not able to get it. Gets to the mount. We'll see. Robinette goes for that Jean-Jacques escape from the mount, see if he's able to get himself back to the half guard. Closest finishing sequence we've had in the fight.
90 seconds before we go back to stools.
That arm is hanging out, man. I'm so worried about that. Robinette's also got to be careful of that Von Flue choke as well. If he goes for that guillotine from bottom side.
Vigil peppers in a few shots.
Man, Vigil is just not a guy I would want ground and pounding.
No.
Jason, it's wild to think that a guy like this started off his career 0-4.
It amazes me because, like I said, you watch him now and you're thinking, who beat this kid?
Exactly.
Like, who beat this kid? But if you went back and re-watched those fights, he was in some bad spots, fought out of a lot of bad spots, had opportunities to win, and he just came up short. And you know what? He's one of those guys that said, I'm not going to quit, and I'm going to keep coming back.
Just the nature of the sport. It's so volatile, right?
Yeah.
Anything can happen. And the better guy doesn't always win either. Like that's a sad and unfortunate reality that this is a fight and anything can happen.
And what a good example this is for the guys up at One Hit to see a guy that's like, I'm not going to quit. Yeah, I started my career on Thorne. Guess what? I'm still bringing it every fight.
Robinette does have that one knee.
Teague is such a beast, dude. There's not even like a chance he's going to get that, and he's just squeezing it anyway. It's just like every time I get to you, I'm going to try to hurt you kind of idea. Now, I do have to be worried. He did squeeze his arms a lot in that round.
A lot.
Right? But have we seen Teague blow up in between rounds? Have we seen him get too tired to?
No. He never stops. Teague Vigil has zero quit in him.
He also has never been to a decision in his
That is true, too.
He's huffing and puffing, but he was at the beginning of the end of the first round too, so might just mean nothing.
I will say, though, from the tales that I hear of him inside the room, it doesn't matter if he's tired. He continues to come forward. There is still pop on every shot that he throws, every takedown that he attempts. He will continue to go until that buzz ends in the end of round 3.
Maybe a little Merab Dvalishvili, a la Merab Dvalishvili.
There are some guys that can just do that. Honestly, it reminds me of Jerome Hatch.
Yeah,
right?
he's another guy.
It's a perfect example.
That is very good in that
Just
example.
wills himself into the 5-round fights where sometimes it feels like Jerome has no business and he, ends up fighting all the way through.
Robinette's like, I got that dog in me too. I'm here too still. Let's go.
Robinette is very tough, and you can tell he loves to fight.
Now, if I'm Robinette, I'm trying to keep this fight at distance a little bit. He's had success keeping the fight at distance.
Definitely. Goes for the head kick.
It's when he ties up with Teague, he gets in
where
trouble.
This is where it's dangerous. This is Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
And then he gets grabbed a hold of and taken down.
Yes.
An absolute barn burner to start up round number 3.
That arm
finds
is
Teague Vigil back on top.
And that arm is in dangerous position, and Teague is going for it. Teague has got that arm isolated right now. Robinette's got to be real careful where he puts his wrist.
Loves to link that Americana grip.
So many benefits to being the longer fighter. This is not one of them. When you're in bottom side control and your arm's out there, and there it is. Looks like Robinette's going to be able to defend by turning away. He's not totally out of danger yet, though. He's got to get that arm into an underhook.
7 of Robinette's professional bouts, win or lose, have concluded with a submission.
Something tells me our main event is not going into the 3rd round.
Yeah, I wonder what the odds are on that. A gajillion to 1.
There probably aren't any odds on it.
Dude,
I think the usage of gajillion is maybe my favorite thing you've done on this broadcast over the past year and a half, Andrew.
I'm here for a stand-up. Let's get him stand up. Let's let him bang it out.
It has been fun when they're standing. Teague Vigil, though, has been so dominant when draped over the top. Just a little over 3 minutes to go before we go over to the 10s and 9s.
Robinette's crowd urging him to get up. That Vigil is just laying on you. I can assure you it is much more difficult than it looks.
It's a lot more difficult. I'm sure they probably wanted Dave to hear that.
Teague Vigil, a multi-time state champion wrestler as well back in his high school days.
Honestly, dude, Teague has such a good pedigree to be a mixed martial artist. So much martial arts experience.
And like I mentioned earlier, that's why there was so much confusion when his professional career started off the way that it did.
Robinette has gone for this every single time he's been on the bottom. I'm a little bit confused of what he's going for here. Is it like a... He's just trying to isolate the arm?
I don't know.
Well, 2 minutes left. If Teague can stay in this position, it looks like he'll probably coast his way to a decision.
I would say so.
Teague's got to be careful of potential leg locks here as Robinette rolls underneath, but Teague shutting it down with some good cross-face pressure.
Back to a half guard by Owen Robinette. He has been doing that so much as Vigil has tried to climb.
He has, and back to the lockdown, lets it go for a moment, and then right back to it. I like it. Good stand up there by Dave. You gotta be advancing the position.
A stand up from Selyusted.
Oh, these guys are. Robinette is exhausted, man. Big elbow there.
Some trickery by Owen Robinette. He'll score a few, but a trip to Teague Vigil. That has been the name of his game tonight.
Every single takedown's been a head throw. Literally every single one. I bet he ragdolls guys at the gym.
Just relentless. That's Zach.
I know. I want to hear it.
With Teague.
I bet he's throwing dudes all over the place. It's so funny because Teague's fighting style is so opposite of who he is as a person. He's just such a nice guy.
The nicest guy. You hear him talk on the mic, and you're like, wait a minute.
So much. Christ plays such an important role in his life. He's got a big cross tattooed on his chest, right?
Got an amazing family. Daughter sang the national anthem at the last fight.
So cool. And then he gets in here, and he is just a caveman on a path of destruction.
That's another great analogy, Andy. Caveman. Teague the Caveman Vigil. Did we just come up with something here?
Teague Mad.
The Vigilante is the nickname
okay.
right now.
All right. Vigilante Vigil. All right, that's better.
It is good.
Waning seconds.
He does beat people like they're guilty of a crime. So Teague body cam off Vigil.
So combined, these guys had 15 professional fights coming into tonight. For the first time in either of their careers, we will go to the judges' scorecards to decide this one. Teague Vigil believes he has done it. If he does, that is 4 straight, and that is a 4-4 record. Owen Robinette frustrated by the performance, but absolutely bogged down by the offense of Teague Vigil. As Owen Robinette returns to Fierce FC for the second time inside of 6 weeks. It has been great to see him here in the Salt Lake area out of Trevor Pringley's AKA in Hayden, Idaho. Cannot wait to see him on the Fierce stage again in the short future. As for Teague Vigil, Andrew, like mentioned, he wanted to wipe the slate clean. Looks like he's going to be able to do so. And if he does, 4-4 with 4 straight, that's a rarity in this sport.
Yeah, I was going to ask if we ever had anybody do that at Fierce.
Not that I can remember, no.
Yeah, it's very impressive. To have the mental fortitude to not give up on yourself, keep going. Dude, when you come from a martial arts background like that, I mean, I know how it is, and then you get in there and you fight, and then you lose, and then lose again, and then lose 2 more times. It's really easy to just go, okay, I was wrong, I suck, right? And everybody else is kind of saying the same thing. But to get back in there and pull yourself up from that hole, face that adversity, it says so much about Teague's mental toughness. And really, in a lot of ways, that is the most important aspect of being a fighter, is your mentality. And Teague has got that. That's a positive for him.
It started with Raymond Lawley in the Maverick Center just a couple of years ago, then took some time off. He has had some drop-offs due to opponents backing out on fight weeks and fight days, a lot in 2025. His 5th scheduled bout in 9 months on paper, including those 2 drop-offs. However, Teague Vigil looks to have stayed successful. We will see what the verdict is with Jackson Hopes.
Fierce fans, after 3 incredible rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Teague the Vigilante Vigil.
Teague Vigil, another impressive performance tonight. You're back to 500 records, started your career off 0-4, rattled off 4 straight wins. You fought a tough opponent in Owen Robinette. Had you hurt in the first round? How bad were you hurt in that first round?
Honestly, I don't have too much time to think how bad it is. It's always just get out of that danger zone and move to the next position. But man, he's a stud. I thought I got to some solid positions where I could progress, but he kind of stopped me in my tracks a few times and had to hold things off because it was either he gets out or stops the position from advancing. So had to do a lot of thinking, and it's just time to get back and get my gas tank back to where it used to be so we can advance even faster.
Well, it was a beautiful performance. What's next for you now? Where do you go from here, man?
I mean, that's 4-4, so that's pretty much a restart for me, wipe it clean, and now we go for a run.
Awesome, Teague. It's always an honor calling your fights. Congratulations on a beautiful performance. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Teague Vigil.
What a win and what a moment for Teague Vigil. The excitement for this Utah crowd couldn't be higher tonight in the lead up to two faces of Utah MMA as they meet in the middle for a heavyweight matchup that is perfect on paper.
All focus narrowed in on nothing short of a win.
Yeah, this is a great, evenly matched fight. Both guys looking for the finish tonight. I'm really excited. This is one that I had starred on as one of my fights of the night.
Massive shot, Trejo nearly out on his feet. Doesn't know where he is. The Tongan Kong strikes again. Zeke Latu, welcome home.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling pretty good tonight, coming back to his old home. This guy's been around. He's fought the who's who. Dynamite in his hands.
It's pretty unbelievable how long this guy's been around and how much he has been doing it over the years.
Yeah, it's unheard of. That kind of durability just shows how tough he is. He's exciting to watch.
You don't get better than that, Zeke Latu.
Put your hands together and make some noise! Fierce fans, before we kick off this main event, we want to remind you that after the fights, head on downstairs. Be sure to hang out with us later after the fights. More food, more drinks, and more fights downstairs after this main event. Fierce fans, our main event of the evening is brought to you by R&R Barbecue, the official food vendor of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our final two fighters, Jerome Hatch and Zeke Latu, to the cage.
Check this out.
Okay.
I look good.
Okay. On the street and I got my swag on. Okay. Get the money, gotta get my bag on. Okay. Triple back, flip out the whole scene. Okay. All you suckers just to run that be me. So, get smacked. You looking whack. I got the big stacks. I'm pushing stacks. New outfit. You wish you had it on.
Okay.
A full family affair and over a year since the Hatchet returned to his roots here in the Beehive State. Andrew, a 3-1 bare knuckle record in 2025 as he has full confidence on short notice versus Zeke Latu in this main event.
Dude, he's got confidence. He could fight a freaking bulldozer. Do you have confidence? Jerome Hatch doesn't care, man, and this is why everybody loves him. You know, Jerome is one of those guys. He started fighting back in 2007. I was 17 years old. I was in high school when he started fighting. 35 now, just for reference, right? He's been around forever. I grew up watching this guy fight. And he is one of those guys who's like your favorite fighter's favorite fighter, man. He just gets in there and he fights. I was talking to my coach, you know, Jeremy Horn, who's seen more fights than I've ever even heard of in my life. And I told him, you know, Jerome's fighting Zeke, and he goes, and this is big from him. He goes, that's pretty exciting. When you move the needle for Horn, that's how you know.
Walk number 188, considering all of his fights off of the books back in the day. 22 total KOs between bare knuckle and MMA. In 21 years, Jason, he says he can count on one hand how many times he's sparred.
That's just insane. 188 fights?
Yes.
That we know of.
It's what he claims, yes.
The guy's just a fighter's fighter, man. This is awesome.
Now with 6 wins and 6 finishes, Zeke Latu truly electrifies every stage he competes on in Utah. Now up for his Masonic Temple debut, the Tongan Kong searches for the biggest and largest pop of his career.
Hey, safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping on streets since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. 30K on my riches for hard times. These niggas just mad cause they in my archives. Jordan came back on the phone.
First time fighting at the Masonic Temple for Zeke Latu. Jason, one of the last big names at Fierce to grace this Salt Lake stage. Fresh off a fast finish in August, now his first professional main event assignment in store.
Always excited to see Zeke Latu's name on any card at Fierce Fighting Championship. I mean, if you are a fan of Utah MMA, you are a fan of this fight. I think everybody is up for this fight. 2 of the nicest guys you'll meet outside the cage, but 2 stone cold killers inside the cage. This is a phenomenal matchup. The fans win tonight.
Yeah, special one for Zeke Latu. A little bit of a delay for this walk due to his older brother Nessie, who he hasn't seen since he was 7 years old, visiting the United States for the first time from American Samoa. He now gets to watch his younger brother center stage in Salt Lake City.
That's so cool, man. You love to hear stories like that. You know, Zeke is another one of those guys. I got an opportunity. I talk to him all the time, but I got an opportunity to train with him a little bit. He's such a sweetheart, dude. He is the definition of a big teddy bear. He's such a kind, nice, just well-intentioned person. We were talking on Facebook a couple days ago. He said, hey, after my fight on Saturday, can I go to church with you on Sunday? And I said, absolutely, brother. He's such a good guy, man.
He's won 3 of his last 4. And Jason, his first main event assignment since his final amateur bout way back in May of 2022. That was kind of a late replacement for him to get moved up to that point. So the biggest spot of his career, the biggest moment of his career as well.
Yeah, huge moment tonight for him, and he's got a guy over there that he knows that he probably watched Jerome Hatch fight growing up, and now he's going to fight this guy that he's seen knock people out.
An all-time Utah versus Utah matchup presented by R&R Barbecue. Hatch is 4 years older, just turning 39 this month. 5'11" for the 2. Latu, however, heavier by 44 pounds. He looks for his 7th professional win. Jerome Hatch, as tenured as it gets, targets his 29th victory. Primed to pop off, we've got Jackson. Make some noise. Hoops.
Fierce fans, our main event of the evening is brought to you by R&R Barbecue. This fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the professional heavyweight division. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge will be Tyler Tomlinson. Now, one more time to kick off 2026. I need everybody tuning into the pay-per-view and everybody here in Salt Lake City, Utah, from the upper seats to the lower seats and to the VIP seats, all the way down to cage side. Put your hands together and make some noise. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding a professional record of 28 wins and 23 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 220 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Hatch Magic Athletics and Stoneman Boxing, hailing from all over the United States, Jerome the Hatchet Hatch. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding a professional record of 6 wins and 4 losses. He also stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 264 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Rise Boxing and Rio Combat Team, hailing from Salt Lake City, Utah, Zeke, the Tongan Kong Latu.
All right, guys, it's the main event. Pro fight, pro rules, okay? Listen, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Do not hit the back of the head. If you do not protect yourself, I will stop the fight. You guys have any questions? Touch gloves if you want, back up.
Utah for Jerome Hatch. He wears the camo, fresh off a 13-second knockout is Zeke Latu, who counters in black. FFC 45 concludes with the help of R&R Barbecue, the official food vendor of Fierce FC.
Blake, I'm nervous.
Don't blink.
You want to know how down Jerome Hatch is? He didn't even come with his own corner. He just shows up and fights, man.
And Zeke is extremely fast for a heavyweight. I know you touched on that earlier in the broadcast, Andy.
He's so quick, man.
And you can see the respect for the power in each one of these fighters.
Hatch blitzes inside, misses the target.
Jerome, oh my goodness.
Both go for the home run hit.
Zeke really needs to throw straight punches here. He needs to not start looping and not get into a firefight with Jerome. He's tagging him. Jerome has landed a couple of big shots here. This is a well-advised move for Zeke, and it's something that a lot of people haven't been talking about. Neither one of these guys' ground game is necessarily spectacular, right? Heavyweight is heavyweight. But I do think that Zeke does have the advantage on the ground if he chooses to take the fight there. But it looks like right now he has zero intention of doing so.
Hatch popped one up just a couple moments ago. Latu closes distance again.
And Zeke's corner is yelling for the takedown.
Yeah,
right now.
Look at the size difference.
Yep. Again, 44 pounds separation on the scale last night.
Wild.
And he's right in his corner. They want the takedown.
Let's see.
Latu.
Jerome needs to get up quick here, and he's not able to. He's got Zeke inside of his guard now. I'm really interested to see if Jerome is going to be able to stand up from here. Zeke is so big and strong.
Latu does have a submission victory. It was back in January of 2023.
And it was awesome.
It was a good one.
He rugby tackled that guy and then ripped his arm off. It was sweet. I messaged him before the fight because he posted a highlight of that fight. And I said, you know, that's a very good path to victory for you. He said, I want a highlight reel knockout. So, now that being said, got in there and got tagged a couple times by Jerome, and now we're on the ground. So,
told me he wants to be as fast as possible in there. Already seen a lot of grappling from him nearing the halfway point of round number 1. For Jerome Hatch, it's his first MMA fight north of 206 pounds since November of 2009 versus Jake Truman. However, his last couple of BKB bouts have been over that threshold.
I think Tyler, yep, there it is. I was going to say, I think Tyler's going to look to stand these guys up. Zeke is not doing enough.
This is the great equalizer here. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Anything at all.
Hatch wants that one shot. So does.
Oh my goodness. Zeke just missing by a centimeter on a punch that might have put Jerome out.
And this is where Hatch excels. Oh, big uppercut by Zeke.
And this is what everybody wanted to see. Jerome is hurt.
Now
Zeke
on skates is Jerome Hatch.
Hatch won't quit, though.
No, he won't. And Zeke's got to be careful here. He's got to be careful here.
Big dig to the body for Jerome Hatch. Zeke Latu absolutely unloaded, but a crisp uppercut lands for Hatch.
Dude, just Jerome has no quit in him, and this was the concern, is that if Jerome could turn this into a firefight.
He's saying he got hit with a low blow.
Latu claims that there was a low blow in that wild exchange.
There was.
Did you see it?
There was.
We will see if we can get it all queued up.
Zeke Latu's crowd not happy with Tyler Tomlinson not stepping in quite fast enough for their liking.
I mean, this is kind of playing into Jerome Hatch's hands here.
Honestly, it's kind of good for both of them.
It really is.
I like this pace for heavyweights. Let's let them fight for 2 minutes, give them a 1 minute break, 2 more minutes, right?
Looks like we might have it here, presented by R&R Barbecue.
All right, let's see.
Would have been just before that, I believe.
It's right here. There.
My apologies.
That might have been.
A minute and 16 seconds remain here in round number 1.
The thing that Zeke has really got to be careful about here is if he clips Jerome, doesn't put him all the way out and goes for the finish, and Jerome is able to land something. He does this to guys, right? Like he just beat a UFC veteran in a bare knuckle fight because of this. Jerome got dropped twice in the first 40 seconds of the fight and ended up winning the fight. So he's so tough, he's so durable, and more than anything, Jerome Hatch never quits on himself. He always believes that he's in the fight.
Latu gets his minutes. Again, there will be 5 minutes if he should so choose. As for Jerome Hatch, another aspect of his knockout power, he has the fastest knockout in bare knuckle history. It was 3 seconds last January over Daniel Lurwell. 3 punches in 3 seconds.
That is such a Jerome Hatch thing to do.
Always been impressive, and happy to have him here in this main event as he gets the Masonic Temple to peak just a little bit. Again, a little over a minute to go here in the first frame of a potential 3.
Zeke shakes his head yes, says we're going to keep fighting. Here we go. And I'm going to be honest, I don't mind this, by the way. I think it's a major mistake when fighters go back in too quick, right? Never a problem with taking too much time. I remember back in the day, Shinya Aoki, I don't even think he got fouled. I think he pretended to get fouled, took a full 5 minutes, came in, and then submitted someone after he was losing a fight.
So, I mean, if you get hit with a low blow, you're allowed the 5 minutes. Take it.
Yep, I completely.
Especially have a heavyweight, especially as 2 big heavyweights are throwing. This is good for both fighters.
Yep, I'll take my full 5. Thank you.
I feel like Jerome's a little more comfortable in those firefights.
It's what he does. I think Zeke's a little slicker than Jerome,
but
Jerome's a street fighter, right? Like
Jerome's a street fighter.
Yeah,
and Zeke has some power. He kind of throws like Ricky Mamone, where he's throwing to take your head off.
Dude, Jerome is literally like biting down on his mouthpiece. He looks like a rabid animal. I know we're not getting a shot. There it is. Look at him, man. He looks like a pit bull ready to come out of the cage. No offense to pit bulls anywhere, but Jerome Hatch is ready to fight.
Jerome on his blocks, ready to sprint out of the floodgates. Tyler Tomlinson mincing words with Zeke Latu. Not sure of the exact time that he has, but we are likely nearing the conclusion of this short break that is completely legal.
Here we go.
Back to it.
2 fresh heavyweights.
Big swing! Oh! And down is Hatch!
Big shots here by Latu. Let's see if Jerome is able to get to his guard and survive. Looks like he's going to be able to.
Jerome made one mistake, and he ate that big shot.
Yeah, he ducked. Ducked a little too low into that.
But this is where he thrives. He guts it out.
And
he
still has his wits about him. On his back is Jerome Hatch.
He's so tough, man. He's so hard to kill.
He went for the body shot, got caught, and dropped.
188 fights and can still do that.
It's impressive. Stand him back up.
We have seen Zeke turn the lights off of guys who are like twice that size.
And now Zeke's not doing anything in this position.
I think he's exhausted. I think
they're both exhausted.
Look at Zeke. Zeke is having a hard time standing up.
Yeah, he weighed in at 264. Look. Yeah, he's tired.
Oh, dude, Hatch is going to see that. He's going to go.
Final seconds, round number 1.
Jerome going to the body here. Big shots.
He's got to stay covered up. Will we see a second round?
Joel Haro seems to love it. The entire Masonic Temple on their feet. I believe we've got the knockdown as well that put Jerome Hatch down, but not completely out. We will have to see what the next 5 minutes look like.
Man, that was a hard shot. It looked like Zeke may get the finish there, but Jerome just so tough, just will not go down.
And Andrew, you've talked about this. Who will be the fresher fighter should we see a second round?
So this is how I saw it before the fight, because I really thought about this a lot. I think that Zeke is the more talented fighter. If you just look from a standpoint of technicality, right, and who fights more technically precise. But the problem is, Jerome doesn't care about any of that, right? He will will himself. We've seen him do it at UVU through a 5-round grueling, like just hell of a fight, and he'll do that. And so we've seen problems with Latu's conditioning in the past. We've seen him get tired. Jerome, even when he gets tired, doesn't care, and you can see him over here in the corner. Zeke is looking tired. Jerome is like stalking his tray right now.
Smells blood right now.
Zeke Latu is 1-2 when going to a second round in his professional career.
Now, let's keep in mind, with all that being said, Latu has a nuclear option at all times and can shut off the lights of anybody.
Absolutely true.
Marco just said, take him down.
Smart.
Well, I don't know if he can.
Down is Latu, stumbled by the attack of Jerome.
Man,
this fight could be over.
Jerome is laying it on here.
Tyler's going to call this fight.
Yeah, it looks like he might. Zeke has got to get up. He can't just sit here. He's got to move. Jerome really starting to lay it on.
Looks like he's just about there. He's got it. Jerome Hatch on short notice shows off the sledgehammers for the Salt Lake crowd.
He's so dangerous, man.
He's dangerous.
So dangerous.
This fight was tailor-made for him. Tailor-made for him.
And lots of love,
respect. Yeah,
lots of love and respect here. Dude, Jerome is a live dog in any fight. I don't care. Any fight that he's in, you have to be concerned because he can do that. He'll survive, he'll weather the storm, and then he'll come back and hurt you.
Wow. For Jerome Hatch to step in on just a couple weeks' notice, not have a whole lot of opportunity to condition and get primed for this heavyweight matchup, and to come away with a second-round TKO victory over one of the mainstays of this state in Zeke Latu. What a way for Jerome Hatch to come back to Fierce FC. He is now 29-23, and a cherry is put on top of his 50th fight in the state of Utah.
So impressive, man. And there you see Zeke get sat down on his butt. And Jerome just pours it on, and I think more than anything, Zeke was just exhausted. Just unable to get back up, unable to intelligently defend himself. Tyler really did give him a lot of chances here. He gave him a long time to try to recover, because none of these shots were really necessarily doing a ton of damage, but the rule of the sport is you have to intelligently defend yourself. Unfortunately, Latu wasn't doing that. Jerome is going to walk away with the referee stoppage.
And for Jerome Hatch, a guy who has been fighting professionally for 19 years, that is his 17th professional knockout. We'll crown it to him right now with hoops.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 28 seconds of the second round, declaring the winner by TKO, Jerome the Hatchet Hatch. Right behind you.
Come to my good side over here.
I got two good sides.
Ladies and gentlemen, here with the winner, Jerome Hatch. Jerome, short notice fight. You're giving up 44 pounds in this fight. When this fight was announced, everybody in Utah was talking about it. Two of the heaviest hitters in Utah. How you feeling tonight, man?
I feel good, especially because considered one of the heaviest hitters, and I'm typically 40-plus pounds lighter than the rest of them. So it feels good.
So he kind of rocked you in that first round. You got knocked down. How bad were you hurt?
Really, it wasn't that bad. I mean, he's got a lot of fucking weight, so he was able to put it behind on that one, and he was able to capitalize. It was good. Oh.
After that, you got up. There was a low blow after that. Did you smell blood after that? It looked like you smelled blood.
I did, and for the record, it wasn't low. Whenever I always come up to dig, but I got called in my bare knuckle fight for the same shit. So I'm trying to clean it up, just bring it up another half inch, but it's all good.
So are we gonna see you back in the Fierce? What's next for you?
If BKB will get me back in there, you know, I love bare knuckle, but guys, this is home. I love everybody that has supported me. Come March 17th, it'll be 21 years, man. This is my 188th one, so it's fucking nice to be able to come back and do it and in front of all you great people.
Jerome, congratulations once again. It's always an honor calling your fight, sir. Thank you very much.
Hey, I really do want to thank all of you guys. I want to thank my sponsors. You know, hell, I got a whole list of them, but like No Excuse, Your Exterior Pros, Sign Guys. Man, fucking follow me on all social, The Hatchet MMA, no spaces. So, and we'll keep it going, man. I do a lot of shit, especially with my bare knuckle. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Fierce. I love you.
Give it up for Jerome Hatch.
Fierce fans, make your way downstairs. More food, more fights, and more.
What a way to start off 2026 for that man, Jerome Hatch. His 29th professional MMA victory, been in this game for so much time. And against all odds, as Jason Laporte mentioned as well, my apologies. Jason Laporte stepping back in, and also Jerome Hatch. I wasn't sure if he was hot over the broadcast, but you put it perfectly in there. The underdog, the guy on short notice, down 40 pounds, 44 pounds to be more precise. Still comes away with a victory. A guy who's been in this game forever.
It's Jerome Hatch. It's his 188th fight that we know of on paper, and he proved why he's one of the best in Utah.
We welcome you guys back in. Blake O'Ruling alongside Jason Laporte, Andrew Boquette. Fellas, it has been an incredible night of fights. What a way to start off 2026.
I mean, what a banger of a card, man. That was an exciting night of fights. We were on the edge of our seats all night long.
It was the perfect main event to start off the 2026 year. Like, just two Utah fan favorites, and I think that, you know, there were so many people here for Zeke, but you guys heard the reception that Jerome got once he won. Utah loves him.
He is one of the pioneers of this sport, and Zach Partridge always says it. He's the last of a dying breed, and he truly is a tough guy. And I know that might not sound super tight and buttoned up, but that's what he is. He is the toughest guy there is. Zeke Latu landed a flush uppercut that didn't take him out.
And he weathered the storm like he always does and fought through it and landed his big shots and got another win.
Unbelievable win by him. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you're 100% right, and it might sound weird because we're talking about fighters. When you say tough guy, he's a legitimate tough guy. Yeah. There's a lot of guys who pretend to be tough guys, honestly, myself included sometimes. I'm not like Jerome, man. He'll fight anybody. 40 pounds up, 40 pounds down, training, no training, shows up without a corner, gets in there and gets it done. Truly the last of a dying breed, a fighter's fighter, and it's hard not to be happy for the guy.
So 2026 is off to a great start, but in 2 weeks we are back up to the Mountain America Center in Idaho Falls. Anthony Castro will be at the top of that bill for the professional welterweight title, the first time that a title is up for grabs as professionals in 11 months at Fierce FC. The opponent will be Connie Correa. Breaking a little bit of news here. Will Dunkel is out due to an injury. Connie Correa comes out of retirement.
Now that makes things a little more interesting than the Will Dunkel fight. And in all honesty, for me it does. Connie Correa brings a different set of problems for Anthony Castro. That's an interesting fight.
Anthony Castro, obviously such an exciting fighter, so electric. Everybody, you know, I was, after his first fight in Fierce out here, I was messaging people. I was like, what do you think about that guy? And everyone was like, I'm not fighting him. What, are you out of your mind? Like, nobody wants to fight that guy. He's good. And he's not just good. He's got a good look. He's got a good personality, shoots a good promo. He's got everything. Now he's got to win some fights.
He'll be on the Damage Plan MMA podcast on Wednesday afternoon. Excited to see him in that space as well as at the Mountain America Center. Tickets on sale now at FierceFightingChampionship.com. Also, make sure to circle February 21st. We will be back here at the Masonic Temple for a kickboxing and Muay Thai show. Looking forward to Fierce Challenger Series 19 as well. Fellas, it has been an incredible night, and we have had so many highlights. We're going to break down a couple of them right now. Thank you so much for watching Fierce FC as we go up to the wide shot. We started things off with Cross Hughes and a deafening knockout finish. Then Brandon Mendez followed it up with his own. The one-hand havoc closes up shop inside of a few short minutes. Then we finished it up with Blake Crawley. That seems like an absolute prospect out of Empire MMA in Cedar City. Squeezing that one to give Marcel Archuleta his first loss. How about Hunter Birdsley on 8 days' notice, stepping inside and submitting James Iono? Then Tristan McDonald secures the first amateur strap of 2026. Agema certainly has a solid prospect down there in Provo. So many solid showings as Jerome Hatch caps off the night. Zeke Latu started it up with that flush knockdown like we talked about, but then it finished off with Jerome Hatch and the ground and pound that ensued. The sledgehammers are there, and that puts a bow on FFC 45. Massive thank you for watching FFC 45 from our entire Pats Media crew, our producer and director, Jordan Buscarini, our graphics coordinator, Ryan Piccolo, our A1, Paul Anderson, and all of us here at Fierce Fighting Championship. For Andrew Boquette and Jason Laporte, I'm Blake O'Rulian saying see you in 2 weeks.